Welcome back, my friendly friends, to more Metaphor ReFantazio. Pharaoh Fiasco here. Last episode, whoa. Alright, well, no, we can do this, actually. Last episode, we got done with basically all of the activities that we could do between the, between now and the next leg of the, plot, basically. And we actually went from rank 3 to rank 5 in tolerance. Again, just in time. I was able to get Katharina to open up to me with my overflowing tolerance. So, but I was right. I anticipated that some of our later followers, in order to be able to progress in their ranks, we would need to max out our heavenly virtues rather than just be at rank 4 with them. But yes, Katharina, she wants us to help out. It's just on the outskirts of Altaberry, so we could run there, but I'll be considerate this time. Let's take a carriage. We've got some people who are acting, well, basically acting in the opposite of her ideals. Katharina, why are you here? What do you want? Surely you know you're not welcome here anymore. Yeah, I'll leave, once I've said my piece. You must stop attacking people, and that means returning everything you've stole. What? And here I thought you'd say something smart. You want us all to starve, do you? You're a traitor! No, you're wrong.
Wait.
Stay calm, Katharina. Don't worry, I ain't backing down. I'm speaking up for my sake and yours, Heath. And if you won't listen to me, listen to your hearts!
Everyone!
Stealing everything you need is just a vicious cycle! Everything you stole can be stolen right back from you, and then what?
You're pulling my leg!
You want to live in fear of others trying to take what's yours? You want a life where you got to worry about going hungry? Isn't that what we're trying to change?
Hey!
The more you steal, the more you're gonna get stolen from! You sure like to run your mouth. Someone show this preachy lady and her boyfriend the door. So, didn't get through to him that way. But they're probably gonna, like, I'm sure as we go on, they're definitely gonna bite off more than they can chew, and that's gonna show them. Look, I know you're all not happy with how things are right now. Exactly. So, what are you gonna do about it? Any bright ideas?
Bloody hell.
A powerpuss has no business lecturing us about society anyway. You people can't even hold down decent jobs. Wait, what? I don't know, man. If I were a powerpuss, I'd think he's talking crazy, but I'm just now realizing he's a Clomar. The rich get richer without even trying, and they don't give a damn about the labor that feeds the system. You've only ever been their tool.
Listen up.
I know how the world works. Follow my lead and you'll have money in your pockets, drink in your cups, and your life will be just grand.
You got it.
I'm going to bring change to this putrid world. But first, we have to swat away the flies. You guys cannot beat us in a fight. I promise you that. We aren't your tools either, Manaheart. Of course not. I'll pay. Capture Katharina and you'll be rich. Wait, how did this turn from showing us the door to capturing us? You're not gonna kill me, are you? I wouldn't do that. Wait, why are they turning on him? They were just against us.
I'm real sorry.
I led you all astray. I've got to own up to that. You see now what it's like to be stolen from? That's why you don't inflict it on anyone.
That's why.
Let's hope we can make a kinder world, where everyone lives right by themselves. A world people want to live in. A kinder world. Okay, well, we foiled Manaheart pretty easily. I think I finally got through to him. Hopefully they'll stop stealing now. Manaheart's going to the Rusty Nail. He's done a lot worse than what we've seen. In the end, we got the peaceful resolution we'd hoped for. So we did. Everyone was probably sick of him deep down. The rusty nail, does she mean they killed Manahot? I'm not sure what she means by that. But you know, I'd still like to think that when he shed a tear for the Parapus, it was real. Way I heard it, he was in the army once, but his rogue and Ishkia superiors treated him like dirt. His life's been just as hard as any Parapus, and discrimination tends to give you perspective. That all said, where do I go from here? I really would not be surprised if Katharina was originally a party member.
But come on.
She's just so bombastically designed. He was right when he said I don't have any sort of plan. All I know is, I don't want to leave my people behind.
It'll be fine.
We can work on that together. Heath. You're just a big softy, aren't you? You like that with everyone or just me?
Thank you.
You've given me so much
So
courage.
much.
Oh. Yes, earnestness and absolute faith. We had nothing for the brawler for so long.
I gotta keep getting better, don't I?
Reduces prices at each city's general store. Wow, that's going to be helpful for getting more revival medicine. Going forward, I'll try my best to think for myself without relying on others, but... You'll help me with that, won't you, Heath? By the next time we meet, I'm sure I'll have some new messes for you to help me clean up. So, with that said... Yeah, I'm sure Manahot's gonna return and be super upset for rank 7. We're as prepared as we can be, and tomorrow's the big day. We'll be up against Luis, and this time he'll be ready and waiting for you. Captain, surely you have reservations about this. Forgive me if I'm speaking out of turn, but is your mind truly clear of doubt?
Somehow.
I mean to say, if you strike down a man who is not your true enemy, will you truly be able to call yourself a righteous prince? Yes.
It'll be fine.
My heart is clear. I know what must be done.
Yes.
Then I am glad to hear it.
However,
I challenge you on this only because I think it foolish to be brought to a standstill by it. Like, even if he's not our true enemy, Luis is still the people's enemy. I do not believe Luis innocent in the slightest. On the contrary, in but a few months he has slain the king and your comrade besides. Is it any wonder that people seek to end his life? He has lived by a doctrine of power, and his every step has been in service of that purpose. He sealed his fate, and you, as a contender for the throne, should not waste time deliberating over whether such an ideology is fit to rule. Is that not so?
it'll be all right.
You are already in second place in this contest. Countless people have thrown their support behind you. Never forget that. You know what? Heismay is right. Heismay made a pretty good point. If we're going to take back the country, you can't let any self-doubt stop you in your tracks here.
You can't lose.
Everything we've done has been for this day. So let's take it all in and stick it to Luis, for Rella and Grius and everyone we've lost.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
That's the spirit. All the pain we've endured will be your power in the end.
Right.
I don't want a king who believes might makes right. There's no reason you can't be a contender yourself.
Besides,
Now hold on. And now that you've declared yourself the prince, it's not like you can afford to fall on your face in front of everyone anyway. Prepare for the final battle.
that reminds me.
Neris apparently wants to make some kind of grand entrance into Grand Trad with the Skyrunner. Despite everything going on, that's his biggest priority. But maybe that's exactly what we need to make this work.
Okay then.
Well then, let's get a full night's rest so that we're ready for tomorrow. I actually considered redoing these past couple days so that we could get the healer archetype up first. And then once we've got the healer archetype maxed out, then going to the tower so that we could grind up to like level 58 or something.
Finally here.
So he sets off for the royal capital in the decisive battle of our lives. I am a little disappointed. I had just begun to grow accustomed to the cold. I cannot say the same. Regardless, we've done all we can here. Let us depart with our heads held high, yes? Nerys sure seemed thrilled about arriving by sky instead of teleportation magic. All it takes is a day to get there from here. We'll have them city folk shaking in their boots. Let's meet at the runner once we've polished off breakfast. Oh, okay, well. We're gonna have one final opportunity to run around then. Oh, never mind.
At last, only a day remains.
Whatever Luis throws at us, this is where we end it.
I don't know. This might... I've been wrong before, but I feel like there'll be one last stretch.
Between him and the Criers, he's certainly made a production of this. You don't suppose it's a trap?
Yeah, we might, like, I don't know, he might make the Coronation Rock itself the final dungeon. So yeah, there's gotta be at least one last place for us to go to.
Nah, he just loves a battle that'll make history. That's the bastard through and through.
Indeed. The man's in first place right now. Not much he stands to gain from subterfuge. But I'll admit, I have my own suspicions.
What? Losing your nerve, old fella?
No, he just thinks that Luis might try something.
Me? I'm ready to lay the bastard out. I owe him at least one solid whack in the face from Ardell.
You can start with one for Del. Give him 100 for yourself. If he becomes king, the kingdom is finished. Maybe even destroyed from the sounds of it.
Right, he's gonna let the humans run a friggin' muck.
Rella said as much too. About the country being overrun with hordes of humans. That might be his real aim. Though I can't for the life of me think why Luis would want that. I thought he'd made his name as this grand human slayer.
Maybe he's learned something that made him go crazy?
At the very least, we know that Luis will not wield the king's magic to save this land.
We have our own future we're dreaming of. For Maria and Fabienne. For Grius and Rella. We've got to win this. For everyone's sakes.
And you know what? Another thing that makes me think this isn't going to be the final battle. Gallica's bond has been advancing automatically, and we're still only at rank 6. So with that all said and done, Royal Capital Grand Trad, let's go.
Great.
And I guess we have one more, wait, we're flying there, right?
The stage is set for the decisive battle to take place in Grand Trad. And so the Gauntlet Runner takes to the sky. He does not return within the hush of teleportation magic as a mere wanderer, but with the fanfare required of one who would claim to be prince. He is a boy no more. He stands now on equal footing with Luis, and his triumphant descent over the capital will finally make that known, whether or not his gambit is only a means to an end.
Okay, well, I thought we would get to save. Whoa, check that out.
He's here! Wow! It's really him!
Welcome back.
Your Highness!
Well, dang. Nerys was right. The entrance really was very important. Well,
It's His Royal Highness the Prince. We've been waiting for you.
Finally! This is better than any of the fables. I'm putting all my money on Luis to win.
now hold on, Jolly Bard.
Sounds like they're more excited about the spectacle than about the prince being alive. Still, suppose it makes sense.
But by the faces in the sky and upon the rock, we are squarely set in second place. Even with the gap between us and Luis, the prince has faithful supporters.
Somehow, but it's okay. Once we trounce that guy in front of everybody, they'll have no choice but to recognize our power.
Though 'tis not truly His Highness's face wrought in stone, but our captain's. After all this time, I cannot help but feel conflicted.
That's all good.
Luis spares nothing for an old woman like me.
Saint Rella spoke truth.
We need the help of His Royal Highness the Prince.
And you shall have it, Shaky Elder.
He's the boy with a saint's blessing. He's got to be genuine.
If the Sanctus Church's power is waning, should I take His Highness's side over Luis?
Yes, obviously.
Even after her confession, they still keep her words close. I suppose no amount of past sins could make them forget her genuine kindness.
Rella was such a good person.
Seems strange to say, but we owe her a great deal. Without her, the people would never have come, much less placed their trust in us. We can't let them down.
But looking around the city, some of the fervor seems beyond reason.
Can she read that in their Magla or something?
Your Highness, you can't stop at Luis. You gotta kill all the idiots who believe in him. They're not right in the head.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know how you can say that and think you're not one of the people who aren't right in the head.
That right? You're the ones who aren't right in the head. It's because of stiff old cowards like you that this country's been spinning its wheels. Not ever getting better.
Then why hasn't Luis shown up yet, eh? Sounds like he's your coward after he arranged all this too.
You know what? Broad Gravedigger certainly makes a good point. Where is Louise?
True enough. If he doesn't even show up after all this fuss he's made, everyone would feel like fools.
Is he gonna show us up and make an even grander entrance?
Probably going for another big grandstanding entrance like at the royal funeral.
Don't care what he's planning. Either way, he's dead meat.
Save your fury for the fight ahead. But still.
Does it feel good to be celebrated, Hulkenberg?
His Royal Highness the Prince has arrived. Wow, and Lady Juna as well.
I say, nothing wrong with an adoring public, but this is getting more claustrophobic than the engine room. We don't want to get stuck. I'm popping back in the room.
Yeah, fly us out of here, Nuris.
Let's head to the Hushed Honeybee Inn for now. I'm sure Maria will be happy to see us back.
We did just see her a few days ago, but yes. Where is... Well, I'm sure we'll see Louise tomorrow.
All the customers say they're on your side. I was surprised at how popular you are.
Oh, we did? I wonder if she says... She probably says the same thing, even if we haven't finished her follower bond by this point.
Have you been doing okay?
Everything was fine. Everyone kept talking about you a lot, so I didn't get so lonely.
I never thought Luis would be the one throwing down the gauntlet to you. If he'd survived, I'm sure he'd say the same.
Yeah, but don't worry, we'll fulfill Grius' final wish.
You'd better get some rest tonight. Come on, Maria. It's time you went to bed.
I wish we could stay up and talk more. Good luck tomorrow.
Whoops. Did not mean to cut her off.
It's finally happening.
And it's been so long. Well, when we left out of here, it was just us four. Gallica, us, Leon, and Hulkenberg. Now we've gotten double the people.
We've got to win this. For Grius' sake, too.
Victory is in our grasp. We once thought it impossible to save His Highness the Prince after all, and he now lives.
But without the king's wards, we'll be fighting on even ground. He won't make this easy on us.
He certainly didn't last time, yes. I'm fully anticipating for this to be crazy. He uses every single kind of magic. Not every kind. Fire, ice, lightning, and wind.
The king's magic lived up to the legends. Capable of shaking the world itself. Every man, woman, and child has been at its whims for months.
Not the kind of power any of us want in Luis's hands.
But will this fight truly settle everything? By the spell's own rules, the throne will go to whoever wins the most support.
So, in theory, it's possible to lose this fight, but still win the throne.
Even after this battle, the crown's fate isn't set. We saw how the people's hearts have been whipped to dangerous passions. When the dust settles...
Whatever they make of it, we've come this far. All we can do now is finish our fight and strike to kill. Any less, and Luis will cut us down.
Oh, absolutely. He won't hesitate.
Indeed. Let us now devote ourselves to victory, and then worry of what comes after. We must believe in all we've yet accomplished.
Fair enough.
This should be our last battle against Luis. I'm just trying to stay hopeful, knowing how far we've come.
All right, so we're finally going to get rank 7 with Gallica then.
Now you've awoken your archetype, forged friendships, and taken so many burdens on your shoulders. You've really risen to this fight.
Yeah, it's been an honor.
It's been an honor to serve.
Wow. Listen to you sounding like a proper hero. I suppose the prince thing is rubbing off on you, but it takes me back. If the prince could see you now, he'd be pretty proud of you, don't you think?
Once he sees us, I'm sure he will be proud of us.
I mean, you and he were best friends. Best friends. Wait, what?
What's wrong?
Yes, we were best friends. What of it?
Oh, sorry. I felt like I'd misspoke for a second or something. Don't mind me.
Okay, that was really strange. Obviously, there's something up with that.
Anyway, we'll make sure this is the end for Luis. Gotta report our victory to His Highness personally, right?
It's, yes, Gallica's strong determination. Rank 7.
It's like I'm seeing the prince smile again.
We still don't have the ultimate archetype for it.
Right. Let's get some rest. We'll need it come tomorrow.
But that's okay. That confirms that there's one more leg after this. It has been ages since we were last here. So we'll save over this one. Okay, and now... Sure, let's hit the hay.
Good night.
There's probably going to be some kind of choice. If it's anything like Atlas's previous games... Ooh. Oh, okay.
At long last, my lord, our investigations have borne fruit. We know where the true prince lies.
So what, is he part Clamar and Mustari then? He's got that third eye. But in true Atlas fashion, I'm sure it's going to be a situation where if we play our cards right, we'll go to the final leg of it, and that's where we'll max out Gallica. But if not, then we won't, and she'll remain at 7. Normally that's how it goes with the automatically progressing ones.
Those loyalists who disappeared with the prince led us right to him. We found traces of their coming and going.
Where was he hiding?
Far to the west of the royal capital, deep within a forest said to bewitch those who should wander in. An old village, erased from today's maps.
Huh. I thought he was talking about us, but no, they've already found where the real prince is at.
That said, against all odds, it seems that this place is...
What is it? Okay, I think I might be kind of cottoning on to what's going on.
The lost village of the Elder. Last trampled by Fortin's troops, sent to burn it to the ground.
You knew then?
I see now. To hide in a place publicly declared as destroyed. Quite a gamble.
Oh, actually extremely smart too. It's worked all these years.
The prince was born there, you know. An illegitimate son, after the past king's heart was drawn to a woman of the village in his youthful years of debauchery.
What? Then the prince really does bear elder blood.
And it's exactly like Hulkenberg said, anyone who was really in the know would be aware of that.
Fortin did not raise the village for any defiance of his scriptures. He thought only to eliminate an inconvenient heir, a threat to his power, before his birth was known. The prince's survival, his complete disappearance, this was the missing piece. Zorba, go and snuff them out for good.
All right, well, we can't have that.
Sir, consider them annihilated. I've been hoping for an opportunity to test this newfound power.
So how are we gonna stop that? We don't even know what's happening.
Now, the battle at the royal capital looms. I must begin my own preparations.
This book.
If you call yourself the prince, then I will give you a prince's end.
and I have just the spell to do it.
So yes, he's read that book as well, and he must have taken the complete opposite meaning from it. 9:24.
Good morning. Did you sleep well? Ready to face the day?
It's time.
This time, I won't let you down.
Stop that. You never have before, and you won't start today. Try to relax, and don't let this weigh too heavy on your shoulders.
But you have to come back, no matter what. Okay?
Don't worry, Maria. We'll wrap this up real quick, like.
I confess my mind strays back to the royal funeral. Yet we are more than we ever were then. Now we have the power to see this through.
Let's get out there, thrash him, and come back here to celebrate.
Never thought we'd find ourselves back at the Grand Cathedral for the final showdown. Let's pull ourselves together, ready our supplies, and give him hell.
What's today? I think today is a metals day, so we won't be doing a whole lot of purchasing, but we do have a whole bunch of money. I'm wondering if the equipment around this place is any better. We can definitely check.
Can we talk?
Make sure we'll have everything you'll need, or make sure you have everything you'll need. Yes. But if the equipment, I think the only thing we really want to make sure that we've got.
All right then.
St. Firmus Church, Magic Association.
Let's
do Chelonia Shield Works.
Okay.
Guild discount. Appraise. Paladins, endurance +9. Oh. We can sell what little we've got. So yes, we do have new everything. Comet Quirus. We'll give her the Orichalca mail. The Comet Quirus is just a straight upgrade for him. And the Orichalcum vest is even better. Well, let's give that to us. +9 or +70 for him. Endurance +5. Comet headgear. Magic +5. Oh ho ho. Definitely we want that. We'll give that to Heismay. Magic +6. Oh, wow. Orichalcum mitts. Spica pumps. That agility +6 ain't too shabby. Let's do us. Him.
I get it.
And I think this might be why we've been getting kind of clobbered big time.
Indeed.
Okay. But I'm glad, I think the armor is definitely much more important than the weapons. Being able to take bigger hits. Alright, and let's, where's the... Head to Grand Cathedral Square.
Go.
So, this is where the magic is about to happen. We'll go ahead and just see what we're up against really quickly.
All right then.
And if I need to grind, I will, but I think we might be able to give it the old college try. Will they let us? It's time for our showdown against Luis. Always ready. So let's see what kind of entrance he makes. It might get an animated cut.
Well, bit of a tricky situation. Can't exactly say I'm the tournament's official crier anymore, things being what they are.
Right, the church is no longer really running things anymore.
I mean, Sanctifex Forden and St. Rella are gone. Bluntly speaking, there is no tournament anymore. But like hell, if that's gonna stop me.
Batlin didn't turn out to be at all what I expected him to. I thought he was going to be one of our followers, and he is, but not like with an archetype.
As a lone citizen watching over the future of our country, you can look to me for the latest news on this upcoming fight.
Woo! Live free, crier! Fight the power!
You know what? Heck yeah!
Very good. Let's begin, shall we? The Day of Judgment is here. The final fight between Luis, military paragon and one-man army, and the boy who claims to be the fallen prince. The entire continent's eyes are on this battle, folks, and only one of them's walking away. Let's see a show of true strength, worthy of our new king.
It's so poetic for it to happen here.
Your Highness, you can win! Give Luis the boot!
Count Luis! Kill that imposter!
It looks to me like Luis hasn't even bothered to show at the royal capital.
He's the one who arranged all this. He's got to show at some point.
Oh, there's no way he'd run away from this. Anytime now. Anytime.
Whoa, over there! It's Luis's gauntlet runner!
Here it is. Not as grand an entrance as ours, but it's an entrance. It's all right.
And so the leading candidate finally makes his appearance.
Is it gonna be? No, okay. I thought we were about to get hit with another animated cutscene. So this time, there he is.
Luis.
So confident looking, so smug. Well, he doesn't look smug, he's self-assured.
The two titans of this race have finally come face to face. Let's introduce our candidates once again for this final bout. Our first candidate, Count Luis. Adopted son of a minor nobleman, he rose to fame on his incredible military merits, quelling domestic conflicts and almost becoming our nation's youngest general.
So he was adopted after whatever happened to cause him to have his new philosophy occurred.
Suspected of attacking His Highness, he was denounced and cast down, but his name has since been cleared, and now here he stands, closest to the throne.
I guess he wasn't interested in clearing his name of those charges. He was more curious about the spell that was cast, I think.
Then we have the Elden candidate, he who claims to be none other than His Highness, the Prince. Though his identity is uncertain, his strength is undeniable. Through his campaign, we've seen his team flourish, counting even the songstress Tuna among them. The time has come to demonstrate his power. Will it be enough for this youth to take the throne?
Yes, yes it will be. We'll show this man the true power of friendship.
I have to commend you. A lesser man would have run. This all began with the king's failures. He was an unworthy ruler, and his incompetence bred the chaos that followed. You, who claim to be the prince, what do you believe the people seek in their king?
Righteousness.
The intellect to resolve everything.
Many would dismiss the idea, but resorting to force is never the answer.
Can intellect alone protect the people? In the end, words are nothing against power.
Well, hey.
Now let me ask you, my gathered people, what is it that makes a king?
Power! My Lord Luis, kill him now! Only the strong can rule!
Jeez, tell us how you really feel.
Your Highness, show us your power!
Young candidate, have you or your party any final speeches before the duel?
F Luis and everybody who supports him. Don't worry though, we've got love for you guys, not him though.
We have only one thing to say. Wake up! Luis's fair world is barbaric. A land where the strong prey on the weak. He promises protection, but he is the very man who would see you slain.
Right, he's done all sorts of insane stuff.
Hear this. Luis ordered my home destroyed by a human. Are we a land of animals? Or are we a nation united in the protection of the weak, in raising up our neighbors?
He's the type of man who will kill anyone who gets in his way. If you crown him king, I know the country will burn. Rella said as much.
And it's very interesting because we can't just, like, fighting Luis is not how this ends. We have to convince the people to not want him to be king.
People, do not let your hearts falter.
Right, he's like, don't believe their lies. I did all that stuff, but they're lying.
I desire but one thing, a world without inequality. And I shall gladly offer my shield to all of those who follow this ideal. Those who do not, however, will be slain without mercy or regret. It could not be simpler.
Right, but who wants to be on the slain side? Whoa.
If your equality means you will sacrifice the people who need help most, then I deny your world.
So, you think you have the strength to protect the weak? Then prove to me these are more than empty words.
Okay, well,
Come then, and act your part in this showdown. I have a new world to build, and you will die in its name.
The time has come.
Assassin!
Finishing this. Here it
Let's
is.
get in there. Get some.
There is no escape from me.
Will formation of vigor.
I'll get some distance.
And I guess we're gonna have to cyclo him.
You defy the rule of strength, then die
She'll... She can Wataru Kaija. Now we're maxed out on offense.
I will annihilate you.
Gain 2 more turn icons. Spatial slice. Holy crap. Huh.
I'll use what I must.
Alright. Yeah, let me go ahead and grind a bit more. Oh, you know what? We can do that now. So, what we went ahead and did was, I went back in time because he was 5 levels stronger than we were. Like, we were level 55 trying to take on a level 60 Luis. We are now 3 levels stronger than he is, with a lot more ranks and stuff, but the code seems to have been deciphered even further. We may have a clue to the lost relic. Read the unknown entry. Oh, were we supposed to have been checking these? Even after my many years of research, the whereabouts of one relic has eluded me. Perhaps someone already found and claimed it. Even the old man scuppered on this one, eh? Well, no point in willy-nilly searches, I suppose, it says in the margins. It turns out the relic was in Nurse's house all along. In a sense, the old man's conjecture was right. Wait. Do one of these... Oh, okay, so we've already found the relic in that location. So second Montario entry is standard practice. Volcano. Hard to reach for some... If we're ever in the area... Okay, so a volcano north of Altaberry. So we haven't gotten there yet. So I'm assuming that's the area we're going to be able to visit after this. But yes, we did a whole lot of freaking grinding. And we've got a lot more ranks and stuff now. And we've gotten 25 archetypes unlocked, which Mord is now willing to talk to us.
Now why do that?
I am astonished you've managed to study so many archetypes. Are you some sort of prodigy? At the very least, you've surely won me a new memory returned.
Incredible.
There we go. Increases imagination. Yeah, we've got tolerance maxed out again for Katharina. We were actually, like, doing it the other way around. I'm not sure if this was a more efficient use of our time. I'm sure there's going to be some kind of opportunity cost to this. But, for right now, we're not feeling it.
Everything okay?
Did you remember something?
Yes.
I did. But before that...
Please.
Seeing as you're here, won't you tell me some stories of your travels? I've been watching over you, but I do so value your perspective. Yeah, more. You can't see it for yourself, so we'll help you out. I see. Interesting. Though I heard nothing that might reveal this place. Which means, I suppose, that the king must have imprisoned me here because... Did you figure something out? I mentioned before, did I not? I believe I'd hit upon this place's true nature. Which is what? Is this where, like, archetypes originate from? And they could rival the king's magic, so he sealed more away?
Listen here.
I believed this to be a classroom at the Royal Mage Academy. Oh! Well, that's not nearly as mystical as I was imagining. But that place is already... So what, is he trapped in the past or something? Yes. It is a place you ventured near, yet I felt nothing. I'd wondered if we were somewhere in the ruins, but from what you've told me, it seems unlikely. So what is this, some sort of past version of the place? In other words, this is a separate place simply based upon a study of the Mage Academy, meaning that the king expressly created the room to conduct research. I imagined I was put here to prevent my research, but it was quite the opposite. The king sought to place me where I might develop transformative magic yet further. So the king did this as a favor for more! And by continuing my research, my memories would return. In a way, all my travails may have been by his design. So the king wanted this? These answers I sought. This place, my identity. In the end, the only path toward them was continuing my pursuits. So, the king placed him here on purpose and then gave him nothing else, nothing to distract him from pursuing information on archetypes. Yeah, that's really strange. The pieces are coming together. It seems the time to uncover the truth has finally come.
Leave it to me.
I'll stand with you, no matter what. Fascinating indeed. Why is it that you so often tell me the words I'd most like to hear? Is this what's meant by the power of bonds? I know of it in theory, but this is the first time I've felt it.
Surely.
If I have your support, I can face any truth we ultimately reveal. I shall accept it unflinchingly, with eyes open. Am I a grave sinner who must pay for my offenses? Or am I a revolutionary who must change the future? Well, we'll find out. We only have 2 more ranks of this.
Truly.
This newfound resolve of mine is also thanks to you. For the utopia I will make reality, I'll battle my past until the end. Moore's willingness to accept the truth. Oh wait, is this rank 7? I think this might actually be rank 7.
No, a new...
Yeah, we've got 1 more rank.
May the truth guide us both.
The Soul Hacker? Well, hey! And the secret lineage up to 4. So this game is just full of... so this ties it into the Devil Summoner universe too. Though the Persona and Devil Summoner universes were already connected. You can now study the Soul Hacker in academia. That's golden.
Listen here.
Now it's time for your next task. A true test, this one. The thesis project, as it were. I ask you to research an elite archetype. We have actually already done that. Do we have to get it to a certain rank? Because we've got Heisme on the ninja right now. Elite archetypes can only be revealed by having a peerless, unbreakable bond. And then said archetype must be cultivated to its limit. It matters not which when you choose to focus on, so long as you do so until it can improve no longer. So I really have, okay, I should have been exploring archetypes more widely rather than narrowly, because we've definitely already got this condition fulfilled. We can max out more, and we can max out Hulkenberg. I don't know why, but we can do her 8th rank too right now.
This one's important.
I need to strengthen an elite okay, so we do have to max it out. But funnily enough, Heismei is actually ranked 19 in the ninja right now. This is a height that none before you have reached. The stronger your power, the greater it will impact me.
If all goes according to plan.
Once this research is completed, the path to the ultimate archetype may finally be in sight. And with it, our ultimate answer. Everything lies in your hands, Heath. Let us break through the barriers of this trial and see our dream to fruition. So, we've got a whole bunch of heroes. I will believe in you to the very end. Yeah, let's go ahead and pump Heismei full of some of these heroes fruits. I've told Moore that I've already accomplished the research task he gave me. Did I? Oh, I think it might be because we've got the, what is it? Hulkenberg has already maxed out the Paladin, and I believe the Paladin is an elite archetype as well.
Unbelievable. You've truly fulfilled your task?
Yes, we're way ahead of the curve.
Your abilities know no bounds. Why, it beggars belief. Incredible. Utterly incredible.
I like how it just segues into it immediately. We don't have to start this back up again.
Incredible.
There it is. And a more imagination increase. We're so close to maxing that too.
Wow, he's really gushing this time. Though I'd say you definitely earned it.
Exactly. This is our third maxed archetype. Though I haven't actually done the healer max on this particular redo to rank to grind, but we will.
It cannot have been an easy journey, full of meetings and partings, trials and joys, all from which you've come to find your own way of life. There must have been many people who have wished, worked, and given themselves for your support. Indeed, you could never have achieved so much alone.
And that's true. Archetype really is the power of the people.
I see. If you have come so far with motes of the people's light in your wake, then perhaps I was wrong, and the world is not lost to hope. A strange revelation, but I confess, I do not resent being proven wrong.
Yes, this is the culmination of your research, or close to it.
I'd like to believe that.
I'd say it's not a question of believing, but having the power to believe. The power to wish. Or more aptly for you, the power of fantasy is itself meaningful. Now then, I'd like to present your next task.
Now hold on, Moore. This is the end of the follower bond. There's no more tasks.
But, alas, I have none to give. There is nothing more to be done. With this, you have seen our mutual endeavors through to the end.
And oh my gosh, we put in so much effort for you. Well, it was mostly for us.
There are two reasons. The first being that my knowledge of archetypes ends here. I have nothing more to teach.
Oh, right. He's trying, like, he doesn't know anything about the ultimate archetype either, I guess.
You have outpaced me on the path to the ultimate archetype. I believe I have helped you all I can. As for the other reason...
What's wrong? Oh, by the way, did you get that lost memories thing figured out?
That's probably why he's so pensive, yeah.
Unfortunately, the rest of my memories have not come to me. However, I did arrive at a conclusion of sorts.
Has he decided that those memories don't actually matter in the end?
Why was I confined here? And where in the world is this place? My apologies, but for now, I'll refrain from explaining my conclusion so simply. It could cast a shadow over the archetype's growth. No, more so your own.
I think that's all the more reason to just tell us right now, then.
What's that supposed to mean?
This room is not the remains of the Mage Academy. No, it's likely a place the two of you know very well.
What, is this our unconscious mind or something?
That you and I met was no coincidence. Everything has been connected from the beginning. If the hypothesis I've reached is correct, my memory will soon return in full, and I will gladly tell you all.
So maybe by getting more to rank 8, we've gotten, like, what, the super ultimate dungeon or something?
Yes. Though there is one memory I know for certain, beyond speculation. The reason why I wrote the fantasy novel. I mentioned once that in my youth, I went on a journey. I met many people in my travels, and it is for their sakes that I wrote my tale, as an ideal I hoped to make true.
So did he once have access to the archetypes?
In your youth? You don't look that old to me. You're talking like this is all way in the past.
Ah, indeed. I suppose I am.
It probably really is. Moore is probably extremely old.
I shared my stories with the people I cared for dearly, and we might dream of the same future, and thus strive toward it.
Sounds like The Secret of Me.
I've no idea what became of them, or how they now live, but I'm glad to have remembered them. Their echoes have given me a new goal, crystal clear. Someday I will leave this place behind and reunite with my companions.
Yeah, it sounds like at some point in the past, Moore might have been in our position.
I'd like to give you some tangible token of my appreciation as well. If we only ever meet in this mind space, I can't give you so much as a single letter.
Let's do, yeah, we can journey together.
When that time comes, let's go on our own journey together.
And so our odyssey would continue, Yes, a wonderful idea.
So Moore is the only one like, this is actually a very first, a maxed social link that doesn't give you an item at the end.
Thank you. When we met, I styled myself as your guide. But in truth, I think you guided me just as much. It seems he'd like to show his appreciation too.
Oh, never mind. Plateau can definitely give us something. All right, buddy, cough it up.
Thank you, my friend. I'm glad we met.
I can feel Moore's deep gratitude and boundless trust.
The scholar in search of utopia, Moore, keeper and heritor of the Seeker's virtues. By the grace of his newfound powers, work to give truth to our hopes and fulfill thy destiny.
There it is. Rank 8.
Dreams will forever elude our grasp.
Increases an archetype's status bonuses by +3 while channeling it.
Thank you for this heart-to-heart. Visit me whenever you need to, as always. We have a pivotal battle ahead of us, after all. I truly look forward to the day where you master the power of all archetypes and become a hero king, a great unifier of heroic spirits.
We got you.
We will meet again.
So I'm assuming the ultimate archetype, I've said this before, but it's either the hero or, like he just said, the hero king.
I've been waiting.
I do want to, special experiments, summon experiments. Yeah, we should be able to make these. Duskmoon Knight uses multi-target slash attacks. We need an avian talisman. Critical strikes. We can only make one of these. Talisman of the Femme. We don't really need... I'd rather have crits. Alright, well, let's just make both of these then. Because having them is better than not having them, right? Goblin Loincloth Vessel. We can now summon the Goblin King. And we'll be able to... I mean, there are enemies out there who are weak to these physical attacks, so... We need an Avian Talisman. And I think that might be it. So now, multi-target strike attacks. No, we need a Raptor, Avatar, Avian. Okay. And we can buy these, but... Soul Hacker's Mask. Sure. Adds resistances to wind. Change things up for us. Whoa, look at that. And a weakness to fire. Samurai mask. And a weakness to wind. Something that leaves us not... Adds a resistance to... Because... Weakness to strike and dark. That doesn't really... Adds a resistance to electric. We can definitely do something with that. Because we just need to not be susceptible to the main 4 elements. And a weakness to slash. Actually, no. That weakness to slash is not good. Weakness to pierce and... Adds weaknesses to pierce and win. Why would we want that? I don't know. Maybe there's some kind of achievement for just having all of them. Yeah. We'll dish out because we've got one other person we need to meet up with. And she is awaiting us right here.
Let's go.
So yeah, I'm not... Maybe there's a time constraint as well. Like, if we'd had an additional day, we would have been able to also hit up Hulkenberg, but who knows?
Hey.
Uh-oh. Whoops. No, we're not going to hone our weapons with Leon. We've got... Yes. All right, Hulkenberg. So, what's up with you?
I've received word from the Shadow Guard. Rodanth has been confined to an underground cell.
Honestly, probably a bit better than he deserves for all those executions.
For the time being, the chaos in the capital should be still.
All right.
I don't think we're in the clear just yet.
Agreed. All that's changed is that Rodanth is removed from power.
The Order still needs an overhaul.
We spoke of it before. A knight's duty is to their oath, yet without a king, an oath might hold little weight to any one knight. And an armed force, disunified in purpose, is but a spark away from a raging mob. If the knighthood flounders further, whether clinging to power or simply self-preservation, a second Rodanth, or even a third, will surely emerge.
And we're going to do everything in our power to prevent that.
Unless His Royal Highness the Prince takes the throne, there will be no true rebirth for the knighthood.
Then our path forward is clear.
Rest assured, I'll forge a path to the throne.
Yes, well said. We shall reclaim our nation's future together.
So she's got the right idea.
My duel with Rodanth left much clear. I proved I am not the woman I once was.
Honestly, Hulkenberg was crazy good out there. Winning the duel even in that state she was in?
It can only be the journey thus far that has changed me. You've helped me grow as a new person. Never again will I wield my power only to hide my own sense of inferiority. My convictions shall lead me, and I shall fight by their strength. Thus, I vow anew to use my power for you.
Excellent.
You're a true knight.
Always has been, always will be. She's the knightliest there is.
Only scant days ago, I was embarrassed to call myself a knight at all. 'Tis a strange feeling.
Hulkenberg's unshakable trust.
The steadfast vassal, Hulkenberg, keeper and heritor of the knight's virtues. By the grace of her newfound powers, work together to give truth to our hopes and fulfill thy destiny.
And so with this, what does she get?
I shall safeguard our land and our future.
4, excellent. Special guard duty. High probability for Hulkenberg to defend the protagonist from an attack on his weakness. Excellent. Hulkenberg is ready to acquire a new heroic embodiment. So I'm still not sure.
The man of the Shadow Guard paused before departing. As he bid me farewell, he told me he hoped to one day be my equal. A knight not merely in title, but in truest spirit.
Exactly. She sees the effect that she's got on other people.
I never thought the day would come that I might see the honor in myself. As a knight, and as an ally, I will stay by your side, now and always. Truly, my friend. Thank you.
No, Hulkenberg. Thank you. Maybe she's got to Thanks to the strong trust between Hulkenberg and me, the entirety of the knighthood now supports me. Alright, well, yeah. We can't get any more popular, but that does mean that there's more people who are behind us. Let's go. Round 2. Even though we didn't get very far with round 1. But this go round, we're gonna hit him with one of these. He'll open up with a war cry. And we actually are, we're actually taking on healing duty. She's got... We've done quite a lot of... But we've done quite a lot of grinding. So now, instead of being level 55 versus his level 60, we're level 63 versus his 60. And exactly. Her only thing here, because we're weak to some kind of physical thing like this. I can't remember what it is, but we're not gonna let him hit our weakness. That's the only thing that matters. So she'll keep those texture carns live. Maybe. Okay, she won't be able to do too many texture carns, not gonna lie. No, sir. Gonna have to figure something else out. Well, he's just defense downed or something. He'll be fine. One extreme physical strike damage to one enemy. We'll actually pass our turn so that she can texture carn us. And then he's back to his regular stats.
Come, accept my challenge.
On her this time, but that's okay. She's fully on support. This time, attack return to normal. Yeah, going a lot easier now. We'll go for... Well, actually, we'll charge so we can get the most out of this next turn. And then an easy Medica.
Thank you.
My thanks.
Big numbers. And it heals way more than it does when Basilio uses it, obviously. And I think... Because we do want to up our attack. Treasure Sword, unlock Affinity. Voltaic Spatial Slice. But Heisme is also weak to electricity, but he's got Elect Dodge live, so that's exactly why we did that. And then we'll Warcry him. We'll go for... I think another Medi is in order.
Much thanks.
That helped us out.
And so she's definitely, like, these texture carns are burning... Oh, already in effect. Well, in that case... Soul Cry. Now what's he gonna try? Unlock Affinity. Yeah, we've only got the... Uh-oh! Ooh! Okay, so he's specifically aiming for our weaknesses. I can't hate on him for that, though. It's the best way to go about things. Synthesis. Now he's weak to that. Whoa, check that out!
Good. Very good. Yours is a worthy power. One untainted by petty tactics or cheap tricks.
So, I'm surprised. I do think he's still going to unlock the power of an archetype at some point, but...
However...
Okay, I was about to say, there's no way he steals the rest of our turn.
Magnificent. You truly have become more powerful.
Yeah, he's gone from dealing 300 damage to us in a single swipe to getting felled pretty easily. We did hit him for 4,500 points of damage in one swoop, though.
But I would expect no less of a remnant of humankind. You're a survivor of a lost tribe, aren't you?
Wait, so is that why Eldas look like humans? Because Eldas are humans?
Humankind?
Right. What is he talking about?
Because he's elder, you would call him a monster.
You should know the truth by now. After all that time I allowed you to spend on that pagan island. History as told by the Sanctus Church is a fiction.
That's true.
No doubt you saw all the evidence of a truer history. One that told of ancient times where the land was ruled by a far different people.
So, elders, okay, because I was like, why do elders just look like people? And it's because elders are just humans.
You mean the legends according to the murals and ruins from the temple?
You fuck! Don't humor him.
I mean, he's not wrong, though. We did see it for ourselves.
But if that war between gods truly did come to pass...
And there were so many of those in the Shin Megami Tensei times.
Gods? How droll. They may have governed all things with works far beyond ours, but they were no gods.
They were indeed just demons.
They were an ancient tribe unlike any other race now lost. Wielders of true magic.
So, the things that we call humans, are they the remnants of the demons?
The modern age saw them called Elder, shunned from our cities. But in their time, they were known as humankind.
So elders are just humans. Well, hey.
I thought humans were those mad monsters. What are you trying to say now?
Luis, you dog. Your lies will soil His Highness's name no longer.
Right. Now that we put that hurting on him, he's trying to talk his way back.
You believe it false? What would I stand to gain from lies?
Besmirching our good name. We're number 2 in the standings, after all.
Elda are actually humankind? Why wouldn't I know that?
Okay, there's something fishy about this stuff with the actual prince, I guess.
Hear me! His appearance as a boy is mere trickery.
Uh-oh.
In truth, he is humankind. He is kin to the feral monstrosities that roam this land, leaving carnage in their wake.
But we have to be different. We're obviously not giant, grotesque monsters.
He doesn't know when to give up. No one would believe this madness.
No need to distress yourself. I'll show you the proof.
I'm truly interested to see what this guy's got up his sleeve.
You, boy, who call yourself the prince. You will be the cornerstone upon which my utopia is built.
Utopia?
What is he doing? Oh, is this the spell he was working on? Uh-oh.
What's happening?
Is he forcing our archetype out?
What is him?
Witness the truth, good people. You would know the identity of your would-be prince. Here he is.
What is going on?
He's a monster. It's a human. It's gone.
The truth of the humans is laid bare. They're no beasts, but another form of the Elder Tribe. Cast aside their guise with magic, and they reveal their true colors. He is no royalty, no boy, but a ruthless fiend intent on your throne!
It's not true! It has to be one of the Count's illusions!
What illusion? That's no prince! It's a monster!
So...
Kill us all! Run!
What has become of him?
It must be Luis's wicked magic. Yet, well, the aura of Magla, it's exactly like a human's.
He's not!
He's a human.
Whoa, okay.
Hey! Snap out of it! You have to stop this! Ah!
So all this time... we're actually a human! How did this happen? All the humans that we've been killing have been Elda this whole game? to help anyone in need. Was it too idealistic? Was it too naive to win? The mysterious voice is going to get an identity. Louise called it trickery. And even my very body. Okay, well, hey. Maybe this is why people hated us?
Be not afraid, child. 'Tis not thy true self. 'Tis not thy true fate.
It is a trick of Louise's then. Maybe partly. Who are you? What do you know about it?
In this moment, thy mind is disturbed, twisted by the power of that man.
So Louise did this to us then. Has Louise been creating humans out of Elda then? Or maybe this is some kind of ancient spell that does it.
The time has come. Thou must face the truth deepest within thee.
Are we about to unlock the ultimate archetype? I don't know. It seems kind of early for that, doesn't it?
What's that about?
The deepest truth.
Remember again thy true self, the purpose of thy birth.
My purpose. Yes, that's right. I took on a mission to save the prince.
An ideal world. Even if reality crushes everything I believe in, even if my ideals languish, I know I can trust you to see them through.
Wait, do the prince and the main character have the same voice actor?
It's always been that way. Whenever my life's been the hardest, you are always there to help me through it.
The prince has been the mysterious voice?
After all, you're mine.
Human? Brother? What is going on? Okay, so maybe we are the prince's half-brother then.
Wake up! Hey!
So, we're back. And that's not...
Well?
Okay, well, hey.
I had a strange dream.
You seem coherent at least. We saw you take on a terrible, monstrous form. We knew not what to do.
What caused us to revert, though? Was it the prince?
You had vast reserves of magic poured into you. It was eating away at your body and mind, but I've managed to suppress it.
So Louise did force us into that form.
He may be back with us, but without rest, he will surely succumb to the spell. I don't know if he can withstand the same magic a second time.
So we gotta get out of here.
I will not let you die.
It would appear the throne is now mine in every sense. None remain to oppose me.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. That would definitely scuttle our support quite badly.
Your vengeance is at hand. Will you not finally slay the monster and avenge your people?
He's so smug about it.
Shut up!
Right, you tell him.
Unfortunately, the prince is finished either way. Both this imposter and the true prince at death's door, deep in the woods.
Again, him managing Luis is so competent.
The true prince? You bastard! What have you done?
Bloody hell. Is that why he called us here? It was all just a bloody distraction.
Wow, for his true aim.
Your part in this has ended. Go where you wish, but I advise you run fast if you would outpace your hunters.
Seize the monster! I don't care if you have to kill it!
God dang it. He destroyed both of his biggest competitors in one fell swoop.
Attention now. This looks dire. How could you deceive us?
I knew all along that filthy lowborn was hiding something. Monster!
Now, hold on. Hey, what's on our fault?
We retreat to our gauntlet runner. We must find him safe haven to rest.
It won't be long until the entire kingdom hears of this mess. We've no safe haven left.
Gallica, we've only got one option now. I'm worried about the prince too.
We have to go back to that destroyed village.
I know. We'll head to my home and the prince's refuge, the Elden Sanctum.
Dang. I gotta give it up to Luis, though. He beat us utterly. 513. Holy crap. Heath's supporters have begun drastically declining in number. The people don't want us on the throne anymore. Dang, he got us.
Count Luis has saved the country. He has driven off the human who sought to usurp it.
Count Luis is our true savior.
Dang, how are we supposed to come back from this?
Sounds like we've got our next king then.
Might as well fall in with him. He'll keep us safe from any humans at the very least.
I think he might be making the humans.
They'll be all right, won't they?
Why is a Denny here?
That boy is no monster. I'm sure they'll be fine.
Yes, we've still got our supporters.
Luis, what the hell did he do? Stay safe out there, boy.
The flow of that evil Magla was surely born from Luis's magic. What a terrifying force.
See, a Denny knows what really happened.
I'll remember that sight for the rest of my days. But he hasn't got you beat yet, my friend. You can't tell me the fight's over.
You know what? I actually like battling a lot more than I thought I would. 1,025. Heath's supporters are continuing to decline. Oh, wow. How did this happen? Anyhow, there's no time to waste. Let's set course for the ancient Elden Sanctum. Don't lose hope, Heath. So, as I was redoing things, I realized that the only reason I couldn't do Barden's thing is because I had to go back to,
It was more of a defeat than it was a departure. They board the Gauntlet Runner and rush from the capital, as though hiding from the shrieking animosity of the masses. What more can they endure? There is no light to be seen.
Okay, yeah, because I was like, it feels a little bit too early for a final boss battle, but...
A hiding place for the Elder Tribe. Wonders never cease.
We can marvel at it later. The mirror hasn't shown me anything for a while. I can't even see the room now, let alone the prince.
I'm sure the prince is up and about just fine.
No. Just after we'd finally resolved the curse, too.
Luis's final words trouble me. We must hurry on.
God dang it.
At first glance, it is a simple forest, deep as any other. But the observant may sense that every tree in its formation is ancient and grand, bathed in mystical serenity. The name of this place is familiar only to the few who grasp the truth. The ancient Elden Sanctum.
Okay, I thought this was going to turn out to be another Kichi Georgie situation. But no name just yet. And I've already pulled that once this game.
Can you walk, lad?
Yeah, we're good to go.
That's a relief. Seems like the rest on the right here did him some good.
Poor chap's even got me worried. I'll shuffle along too.
I'm actually very eager to talk to the prince.
Hey, I reacted poorly when you were turned into that thing. I apologize.
Honestly, you really can't be blamed for your reaction there.
My mind just went blank. For a moment, I doubted you. Forgive me. I should have recognized Luis's drivel for what it was.
Was it drivel though? It's hard to tell what was him and what was real.
I don't blame you. It certainly caught me by surprise.
So, there's something Gallica, like, maybe Gallica's memories were sealed? Maybe, are we really just a human?
And here's hoping there can be no surprises worse than that.
But what a sea of trees. If we get lost in here, we're never getting out.
Well, luckily, you've got two people who've already traversed this sea of trees.
I can sense a special barrier in place. Meant to deliberately lead people astray, too. A perfect place to hide.
Gallica, how fares His Highness? Does the Farsight Mirror yield any news?
No. I checked a bunch of times in the Gauntlet Runner. I'm not seeing anything. I'm worried.
What if... Okay, there is a small possibility we get there, we find His Highness on death's door, but I'm sure we're going to be killing Zorba and then going back for Louise.
Hurry and lead the way.
Right. Everyone stay close so we don't get separated. The village is this way.
I'm worried about the prince. His life is in our hands. He believes in a world where people can make their own future, just like you. He's the only one who can see that dream become a reality. And now there's no danger of us usurping the throne from him anymore, that's for sure. Memorandum. Ooh, check that out. Pretty. This is from the one of the first. Okay, this is where we were hanging out at when we read those.
This looks like.
Yeah, it's the tree where we read the book at.
Who are you?
Wait, what? What is happening? It was kind of strange. We saw, okay, because I was like, in the earlier thing where the prince, we saw a cinematic earlier where the prince was clearly a young boy and we were our own age, which is not what we saw at the beginning of the game. And this too, did we just show up here? My head's swimming. What is this place?
The royal flower? A surprise to see them blooming here.
Something about this place. Yes. The flow of Magla is strong here.
Are we like the prince's shadow or something?
It is much like the altar of the dragon god. The Magla in the air seems to be concentrated here. What is this place?
So, something's...
Something the matter? Your mind seems elsewhere.
Our memories have been tampered with.
Oh, sorry. I've got this weird feeling that something really important happened here. Anyway, let's keep moving.
So I'm guessing what probably occurred is that us in Gallico, there's... I'm guessing Zorba needs us to lead him to the village. But yeah, I doubt it was too much, I doubt it was very long before the start of the game.
Why?
Before I left home, I never knew what these flowers represent, or ever knew that these flowers represented royalty. But what are they doing within the ancient sanctum? Maybe we really are the prince, and the person who we thought was our, the person who we thought was the prince is not it? There's a bunch of different situations it could be. Don't remember. Oh, well, hey. They did say this place was destroyed and then wiped from the map.
How odd. This place is clearly in ruins, but it doesn't look like natural decay.
Yeah, it was blown out.
It was burned to the ground. One day, a bunch of kingdom soldiers showed up out of the blue. Without so much as a reason. They made an inferno of the place.
But why? Why would His Majesty order such an atrocity?
It's like Luis already said, to hide the fact that the prince was Elden, or part Elden.
Thinking back now, it may have been Forden who led the charge. I can't be certain. But if it was up to him, he would have done it just to purge the filthy Elda tribe.
Sounds like Forden.
Luis claimed that the Elden people were just another form of the humans. If he spoke true...
Well, Luis says a lot of things.
They're not. There's no way. Anyway, more than half of the villagers died in the fire. And those who survived were forced to hide in caves. That way everyone would think they were wiped out.
'Tis a shrewd ploy indeed, to hide in a place the enemy themselves saw destroyed. Yet, why did Alcest? No matter. His Highness is in this cave, correct?
Maybe Grius's memories were tampered with as well?
Yes, over there.
Honestly, it's really not clear what happened. Whoa.
That...
He draws no breath. Likely a stab in the back. I doubt he even had time to shout.
I recognize him. He was the associate of the first operative I came in contact with. He was a lot more skilled than those Sanctist warrior monks. Now,
That means that whoever got him is really good in fighting.
Gallica, the cave is just ahead, yes?
Yes. It's past the woods, over there.
So, I guess Zorba did not need us to lead him here.
Then we move.
How did he defeat the magic that deliberately leads people astray then? I need to get to the cave.
I don't like this.
This magla that I'm sensing. I'm worried about the prince. We need to hurry over to the hideout on the lower level. And I will also save. We've got the autosave, so we wouldn't have to redo that fight. And even if we did have to redo that fight, we'd clobber him the same way. We didn't get to move very far. A fairy. Oh, is that what those lights were? I think they'll feel a little alarmed if we all swarmed in on them as a big group like this. For now, let's leave them be and move on. So I'm sure once we actually get to talk to those fairies, they're going to tell us the truth of what happened. Maybe Gallica was picked for this particular purpose. A Ujeef! It's a fairly old Ujeef man. It seems he's working to lay a body to rest.
Russell? You're safe.
Oh, so all types lived here.
Huh? My word. Is that you, Gallica?
You were His Highness's tutor.
Hmm? I know but one red-tressed knight. Are you the royal guard? The Lady Hulkenberg?
She most surely is.
By the heavens. Then...
She's been helping us. Everyone here is a trusted ally. They've all fought to save the prince.
Now, it'd be crazy if Russell didn't recognize us.
Alas. Oh, what a tragedy. If this reunion had only been a moment sooner.
Russell, where is His Highness? What happened? Is His Highness safe?
A few days ago, those detestable cursed thorns finally faded.
Yes, so we were successful there, but we failed everywhere else, it seems.
I cannot tell you how long I had waited to see them gone. It was truly a joy beyond words. It happened before we could fathom it. A lone stranger, a loathsome figure came striding in. His Highness had only just regained consciousness since the curse's lifting. Yet, to protect us, he threw himself upon the assassin's blade.
Well, okay. I highly doubt he's actually dead.
We were horror-struck. His Highness lay pierced through the heart, and we saw him breathe his last.
Okay. Maybe we shouldn't doubt it, but there's no way.
No, that can't be true.
Show us the body!
The stranger was a master of magic. None could match him. Of the Resistance's numbers, only I remain.
Zorba killed everybody but Russell?
Who was responsible for this?
I don't know who the murderer was, but he cried his patron's name aloud as he did the deed. For Count Luis.
Zorba.
From the moment he appeared, I believe his sole purpose was to kill His Highness. As soon as the lifelight left the prince's eyes, the stranger left, with only a smile.
An innocent boy, twice tormented in the clutches of assassins. All because of the family he was born into.
Luis, there really is no evil you won't stoop to.
I can't, okay, I don't know. It's up in the air. I really don't think he's dead.
Please, Russell. Where is the prince?
We've laid him in the prayer room for now, at the end of the cave. He rests just this way.
You're coming, aren't you, love?
We have to.
I still can't believe it.
There's no way!
I know. But we have to see for ourselves.
Ah, I'd heard a rumor that there was a boy candidate who claimed to be His Highness. So, that was you? 'Tis just as St. Rilla said. You're no scoundrel. Indeed, you risked life and livelihood to see His Highness restored.
Wait, how did he hear what St. Rella said? Didn't that only reach the people in, Altaberry?
Strange. Something in you reminds me of His Highness.
Yeah, things are getting pretty strange, aren't they?
Something wrong?
No, it's nothing. Well, I will go before you to the prayer room. Once you are ready, you are free to join me.
Before I go to the prince, I think I'll help Russell lay his body to rest. Aww. I think Juna's singing for him. She doesn't want to see it. Well, I guess this means that this is the ultimate failure for her.
No. I must bear witness myself. As his knight, I must.
There we go, Hulkenberg. Okay. So many. But then why leave Russell alive? I don't know. Okay. So if the prince really is dead, I need to get to the prince as quickly as I can. The prince is in the prayer room on the lower level. I don't want to believe it, but we need to see him for ourselves.
It's nearly time.
Uh-oh. What's the mysterious voice? This voice. So, when we meet the prince, are we going to unlock the ultimate archetype?
Long have I waited.
Wait, who are these people? I thought Russell said he was the only one left. So all these people who
must hurry. The time has come. All was for this day. There is still time.
We can save him? Somehow? The prince is just ahead. Are you ready, Heath? The truth. Whatever the truth is, we're about to see it. Wow. All right. Wait, Forden, what did that say? Forlorn man. Okay. Tactless fairy. No, we're... Whoa!
This way.
Oh, okay. I thought the red stuff was his blood. It looks like it's some kind of fabric. This is where he's been laying this whole time. And that's why the prince was still asleep. That's why he's still sleeping on all the day progress screens.
Your Highness.
She searched for so long, and then we'd saved him, and then he was killed right before we could actually put him on the throne.
Why?
I didn't realize anyone still remained to weep over this child.
Wait, why is she talking like that?
Huh? Gallica, you've returned.
Milady Gruade. It's been a long time.
A couple of months.
May I ask who this is?
She is the chiefess of this village. The Hermitess Gruade.
And so it looks like she's also an Elda.
She was kind enough to shelter the entire organization when His Highness fled to these woods.
Are we His Highness?
I can't believe he's gone. I'm just some parapus orphan from the slums. I was never supposed to outlive any prince. Was he killed here?
No. It all happened in the bunk room in the back. We moved him here to the altar once all was quiet. I don't know if you'd believe me, but I received a revelation. Should the prince die, his body should be kept safe and still here until the rightful day comes.
It was probably that mysterious voice.
Even if the boy is but a bastard sired by that despicable man. He is still Her Majesty's son.
Wait, what? I thought the king was the king, and then he was the one who had a child with an Elden woman.
Despicable? What, you mean the king? Wait, who's Her Majesty?
Right, what's she talking about?
Do you know nothing of the child's mother?
We do, but apparently we were lied to and we just ate it up.
The boy was not brought across borders to us. He was born here, in the ancient sanctum. His mother was our past chiefess, the queen of our elder tribe.
Whoa. So that's why she caught His Majesty the King's eye?
She was a flower amidst the forests, a woman of such beauty, grace, and kindness. She saved this child from the flames, and it cost her her life.
Has anyone ever actually said the prince's name? Now that I'm thinking about it, because it seems like his name would have been said by her, by somebody here.
Her death is on that man's hands. Like a piper, he wandered in and seduced the young queen with his idealistic tales. But he failed to protect his family and died powerless.
The king.
The village was only set ablaze because the boy was in the way of the Sanctus Church's designs on the throne. And that insipid king could do nothing to stop them.
So, the dead king really sucked.
But you see, this boy, His Highness the Prince, looks so much like Her Majesty. And so...
Okay, so that is really the prince. Then who are we?
You there, boy. Are you perhaps... No, it can't be. And yet...
Is something amiss, milady Gruade? He is one of Gallica's allies. His loyalty stands with His Highness, and he has risked much in the prince's name.
Yeah, let's let the lady speak. She seems to know something.
Whoa. What's with the formal introduction? You were the one who gave us our orders in the first place.
That is... And Russell was there also, actually.
Hurry.
I hear that voice again coming from somewhere. Is that the Queen of the Elda?
Hey, are you okay?
The time has come.
Oh, is everybody gonna be able to hear it now?
Here thou camest to the end of thy journey. This secret place was home to thee. Now remember thy path thus far. Walk thy life's road and see it anew.
What is going on? Animated cutscene incoming.
I have been waiting for thee to overcome thy trials. Long have I waited for thy return. Know this, his life is not yet ended.
Okay, so I was right to believe.
This voice.
It all started on that ill-fated day when the usurper thought to extinguish his light. Before he fades away, recount all thou hast seen and felt, all thou hast gained in thy journey's course.
I look now to the past. I see the roads I traveled on this journey.
Gallica and thee sought to take the head of Luis, but thy efforts came to naught. So, ye moved instead to join a tournament to decide the land's king.
Right?
In the prince's name.
Though thy plan was reckless, thou didst win the trust of the people by the support of peers and subjects alike. Thus, thou didst declare thyself the prince.
It was all for victory.
We had to do that.
After overcoming many obstacles, thou didst finally lift the prince's curse. Yet by the cruel machinations of another, the young prince...
Zorba!
He is no longer with us.
Thy sole mission was to save the prince. Bereft of him, thou hast no further reason to live.
Well...
That's not true.
Exactly, we have to stop Luis.
If the prince is dead, wert thy efforts all for naught?
He's not dead.
So thy resolve is yet unbroken. So be it. Thou hast earned the truth.
Okay, Atlas is pretty infamous for these. You get one in Persona 4, you get one in Persona 1. You just have to stay the course.
He was consumed by the curse and was taken by a deep, abiding slumber. Yet his soul remained alive.
That's what we are. We're the prince's soul, I guess.
So from his earthly form, I extracted his soul, that he might travel the land in Odyssey. And thus, his stilled sands began to flow once more.
So, we were the prince!
Thy journey hast taken thee far, and taught thee much. So now I ask thee, who art thou?
I'm the prince's friend.
Is that truly thy role? Clear your mind and think.
She's trying to lead us to the truth.
To name but a few. Thy parents? Memories of thy youth? Hast thou any recollection of where and how thy youngest years were spent?
Wasn't that early animated cutscene like a memory of ours? It was probably implanted, but...
Yes. Thy memories begin the moment thou befriend the prince. Dost thou suspect the reason?
I don't have a past.
Wow. So what are we?
As I said, thou hast nothing. Thou art a being of mine own creation.
What the heck?
'Twas Gallica alone who the Resistance laid their hopes upon all those days past. Thy life had yet to begin.
How was Gallica meant to pull this off by herself?
All thou hadst, all that had been bestowed, was a memory. Thy mission to save the prince.
So, Gallica was given the mission, then on her way out in the flowers, she saw us, and then our memories were changed?
Thy memories of youth in the prince's company, and the void enshrouding all else in thy past. All signs of thy conjured existence.
I have nothing?
Well, that's not true. We've got a whole bunch of people around us now.
Nay, the words of the prince in thy memory are unmistakably of his true heart. The memories gained on thy journey, the friendships made, the trust forged. These true things art thine own. All thy trials, all thy experiences, wert to prepare thee for this day. To share the strength thou hast gained with thy other self.
There it is. My other self. Good old Atlas.
My other self?
The trust and friendship I've gained has been there to support me. But if they'd known I came from nothing, that I am nothing, would people have stood by me, believed in me? And the same goes for the desire to help anyone in need. How is it that I've touted such a laughably idealistic belief this long?
Accept the truth, and thou wilt face an ordeal beyond any you have yet faced. If thy desire is instead for freedom, thou mayest still abandon thy mission and end it here.
And get an early bad end?
Is that right?
I see. My true identity is...
So I bid thee answer my final question. Who art thou in truth?
I am... the prince.
So we have been the prince this whole time. Now animated cutscene.
What is this? I feel a curious resonance.
So then, okay, so we're the prince's soul given a new form away from the shackled body then.
Could this be? But how? Impossible.
Hey, what's going on?
What awaits us now?
Here it is. Oh, and this is where everybody's been coming to when they unlock their archetypes.
Life is not yet lost. Thou wert born apart from the prince's flesh, born of his desire to change the world.
We're even dressed similarly. So what are we, the prince?
Instead didst thou travel the world. Thou didst support his heart, and became his living fantasy. That is thy true self. Thou art everything the prince sought to be, his ideal.
We're at... Okay, this is very Persona 1. In fact, it's 1-to-1 with Persona 1. Play that game.
It all began with the novel in thy possession.
We're the self-insert hero OC that the prince created?
Drawn by the divine relic, Magla coalesced into flesh, and flesh coalesced into form. The form of an elder, as I once was.
Wait, as she once was? And so this is when we met.
The time hath come. Awaken, reborn anew. No more the prince's dream of utopia thou wouldst chase. Nay, but thine own.
Whoa. Oh. Well, all right then. So, I'm not really... So, you can come back... Well, let's just say this is a ridiculously specific set of...
What is this?
It's very unclear.
What's happened?
Yeah, go ahead and elaborate for us, please.
Thou hast done well to guide him this far.
So now other people can hear the mysterious voice.
This voice. I'm sure I've heard it before.
It must be her. It must be the Elden Queen.
Thy mind should now be clearing. Remember now thy true charge.
And will this rank us up to rank 7 or 8 for Gallica?
He was never a member of the Resistance. The mission, the departure, was thine alone. And thereafter didst thou encounter him.
Again, how was Gallica meant to carry out that mission by herself?
Who are you? Wait, what am I saying?
In those long ago days, he had just been born into this land. Newborn in form, if not in appearance. The boy needed a guide. Thus, I decided his memories would be thine. Thou wouldst share past and purpose.
Oh, but who is this voice?
A memory so crafted to suit thee. My journey to the capital would not be made alone, but alongside him.
Okay, and so I was right. We were born just before the start of the game.
No, that can't be. He was there when we got our orders.
I never thought I would have to ask this of you. But there are so few of us left now. There is no one else to turn to.
Okay, yeah, so that's why it fell to Gallica, because they were literally on their last legs.
Will you infiltrate the military to deliver a message to our contact there? This is your mission. For all our sakes, you cannot fail.
No. But... I was alone?
Oh, that was a rough spot to be in.
By this choice, he might be saved. By these gentle, necessary lies, we could live to see this day when our dearest wish is fulfilled.
Yeah, we never would have made it this far without all that happening.
As he traveled alongside thee, he gained both strength and wisdom.
And that's why we have the power of archetypes. We are literally an archetype born and made flesh.
It is only by thy efforts that my voice reached him. He has now been saved. And so the journey ends here. Thou hast fulfilled thy mission admirably.
What? Wait just a minute. What do you mean it ends here?
Does that mean there's no more archetypes to be unlocked?
From here on, thy path is thy own. Choose thy own future for thyself, and may the fates smile on thy journey.
Who's the mysterious voice? We're really not going to find out.
How do we make sense of this?
Yeah, what's going on?
Is it really you? How do you feel?
Yeah, let's say...
I feel a bit lighter.
Whoa, our voices changed.
There seems to be no doubt. He is still himself, but I also sense His Highness within him.
Everyone? I need to tell you something. The truth is...
So, man, imagine killing the prince and then seeing all this and being like, oh my god, I have to do it again?
So let me get this straight.
There's a lot we have to lay out, yeah.
You're saying it's not a matter of our captain and His Highness joining together, but that the former was this disembodied entity sprung from the latter?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Then, that's why he had no memories? 'Cause he didn't even exist?
I see. Finally, I understand the strange feeling I had sensed upon our meeting. What shaped you, so to speak, was the prince's will itself. A part of his consciousness. Yes, the prince's very heart. He was his soul given flesh.
Okay, I got it. So we were the prince, but not in the way I was expecting.
Perhaps the form we knew was one shaped by material magla, much like how the dragon god manifests beyond the vessel Dracadios.
You know what? Fair enough. That's definitely the case, and our material would be the book.
A mass of magla with a will. Forget the dragon god. He may as well have been a dragon himself. Small wonder he awakened to an archetype before anyone else. It was no great aptitude for magic. He himself was composed of pure magla.
And I guess now that we have the prince, now that we're reunited with the prince in a sense.
The self, as a manifestation of one's desires. Similar to archetypes. I suppose this is the very essence of magic.
You mean to say that it was not merely pretense to claim the prince's name? He truly was His Highness all along?
Basically, I don't know if it's exactly that, but at this point in time, yes, that is it.
If that's true, this is finally your reunion with your sworn liege. Seems like cause for rejoicing, eh? Lady Hulkenberg of the Royal Guard.
But I failed to protect His Highness.
Honestly, this is a crazy second chance, so let's just go with it.
No. I am sure the strength of your devotion had a hand in saving him.
While all and sundry believed the lad had shuffled off, you alone kept the faith, milady. And in the end, that faith was rewarded.
Right.
Fate was changed.
Are you really His Royal Highness the Prince?
Are we taller, or is it just the angle?
Please forgive me, Your Highness. I failed you when you needed me most.
Hulkenberg, after everything we've been through, how could you possibly still think that?
And more. Despite being a member of your royal guard, I did not recognize your highness at our meeting and showed you such insolence.
Then I hereby pronounce your sentence.
Give the poor knight a break, will you? You've been by her side all this time. You of all people know how much she's gone through for you.
Exactly.
This time, I will protect you. Even should it cost me my very life. I swear to it.
We won't let that happen.
Finally, we've done Grius proud. We've really done it.
By the way, what are we supposed to call you now? I mean, how would you prefer to be addressed, my lord?
Right. Everything is still the same.
You can just keep calling me Captain.
Right. Why not?
No, your highness. With all respect, I must object.
Look, we literally just found this out a few moments ago. It's all good.
This is no time to be thick-headed, Miguel. He's the one who gets to decide what we bally call him, so listen to him, eh? What?
You, sir, should be begging his highness for forgiveness on bended knee. You mangled the royal runner to your own whimsy, you lout!
That's, well, you know what? It all worked out though, didn't it?
Well, that is, I mean, it was all dashed useful in the end, wasn't it? A bit of clemency, your highness.
Don't worry, Nuris. You got it.
So much for acting same as always.
That's really cool, though. So the mysterious voice is definitely the Elden Queen. And I guess that's gonna be it for it guiding us.
It's beyond belief. Not just that a child who'd lain cold for years could come back to us, but through such extraordinary circumstances. After so long in the curse's thrall, he could not even open his eyes. He may as well have been a corpse. But all this time, he had been on his own journey.
Wait, then what was all that stuff Russell was saying about him throwing himself on Zorba's sword?
It was the boy's dearest wish. He spoke of a fantasy of traveling the world, meeting its people, seeing its truths. And without him even knowing, magic made it real.
And now he'll get to see it for himself in a way.
He is a child of Elden blood and Elden legacy. All these years he spent in the village, he has rested near the secret of true magic. Perhaps this is how it came to be.
Okay, so this is something that could only have occurred here then, is what she's getting at.
His was a fantasy surpassing fantasy. It became more than a dream, but a self-possessed force acting of its own volition. And now, reunited, Prince and fantasy live anew.
And there are a whole bunch of people who would like to merge with their OCs, I guess. So you know what? Good on the prince.
A journey to discover and reclaim the self, in all senses. No wonder he set off the custom igniter in the Royal Gauntlet Runner. It was the Crown Prince himself.
Oh, you know what? Fair enough.
Even having it all explained like this, it feels like nothing short of a miracle.
Because that's quite literally what it is.
I can only guess that fate had a hand in it.
That mysterious voice.
That's right. I remember. I heard a voice. Guide him, it said.
A guiding voice.
A voice? Whose?
The Elden Queen's.
If you can't remember anything from before our journey, then we probably met after you'd only just... happened, right?
Right.
I shouldn't have known you then. But for some reason, I was convinced that we'd always been together.
So...
I thought we both received the order to save the prince, too. Ever since the moment I heard that weird voice guiding me.
A voice? Lady Gruaday mentioned a revelation. Hold on, are we still being mystic and metaphorical, or was there an actual guide involved?
And it's kind of funny because normally, like, There's no really acknowledgement of that sort of thing in these stories, but yeah.
I know someone was guiding me. I just don't know who.
So a disembodied voice. Hang on. Come to think of it, that sounds a bit familiar for me too.
Yeah, everybody heard it right before awakening to an archetype. Not Nerys, though.
Hey, who do you think the voice belongs to? Any idea?
I have a faint idea, but I'm not entirely sure.
It's gotta be our mom.
Come to think of it, this place, the light coming in, they seem familiar.
Right, it's the place where you awaken to your archetype.
I might say the same. When I first acquired this power, I had a vision of somewhere not unlike these grounds.
Does this mean that we've been guided as well?
Yes, all of this was dealt by the hand of fate.
Perhaps someone has been at your side unseen, watching over the course of your journey. I imagine all this comes as a great shock for you as well. But here you are, back in your rightful place. You have come to the end of your arduous journey and found new life. It is a life well won, grasped with your own two hands.
Good stuff.
Through a day, we want to know everything. What is the truth behind your tribe, the Elder?
Right, are we actually grotesque humans? There's no way that's true.
We Mustari are also said to have inherited truths of the world before us. Histories hushed by sanctism. But this village, it is something altogether different. I myself feel a strange familiarity here. A lost haven underground, yet letting of the sky's light. Please, tell us, what is the Elder Tribe?
Are we really humankind?
To know what we are, you must first know our history. Come to the altar room past the door. I'll wait for you there.
Is this gonna be a dungeon? It'd be interesting if it were. Jeez. Memorandum. Alright. Ancient Elden Sanctum, Plaza of Light. And I don't think anything prayer room.
Let's go.
Oh, check that out. Well, hey. Is this a village merchant? Sage's Pill, Ambrosia, 50% HP to all allies, Miraculous Medicine, Panacea. We're going to do 5 Ambrosias and 7 Panaceas. Oh, we can buy a whole bunch of stuff from this guy. Comic Queerus. I did obviously buy new gear for everyone. I had a lot more money too, so we're very kitted out. So let's see about these good times. The Eldens.
Does this depict the Elder Tribe?
Elder comes from an ancient word, meaning only the Old Ones. It was an alias given by our ancestors to outsiders who visited the village in the distant past.
So, and those outsider ancient ones would have been humans, yeah.
As for our original name, you know it well by now. We were humans.
So, I guess it intertwines as to why humans are so hated. People hate the Elder Tribe too.
The human tribe. So Luis's words.
So he was right about that, but maybe the fact that humans are called that because of us and not because they are us.
There is no human tribe. Tribes, as we know them today, did not exist then. We were all one people. Humankind.
Even the Ugeef?
A world united. But wait. The ruins on Virga Island. There's nothing left of the civilization today. Was it destroyed? Why? How?
Is she gonna tell us to play Shin Megami Tensei?
A war. One that all but destroyed the world past. But its destruction was born of the discovery of Magla. Or as you call it today, magic.
Honestly, yeah, that sounds about right.
Do you wonder what they battled over? Without the divided tribes, what could they have disagreed on?
Everything else?
They were racked by division. Over the abstract, undefinable idea of rightness. They tried to destroy something invisible, and destroyed only themselves. And any idea of absolute rightness is born of fear. That fear flooded the world, and gave way to war. And their age of prosperity came to be called the world before.
So everything that happened in the Megaten series is the world before Metaphor ReFantazio.
The people we now call tribes were either born of artificial division for the sake of the war effort, or natural adaptation to survive the hellscape after.
So that's how the Ujiv came to look like that then. Humanity was torn apart by fear and anxiety, giving rise to the tribes as we know them.
Unbelievable. We've met plenty of people caught up in pointless conflicts. Given the choice, I know they'd rather live in a world without tribal division.
And to know that the tribes are all fake, wonder what that could be a stand-in for.
And yet the truth is, that world's already fallen apart. More than that, it's how we all got here.
Such drastic physical changes would normally have taken eons to effect. Accelerated by Magla, however, it was only a matter of a scant few centuries.
Which is why old Shinjuku is still there.
You understand now, yes. We, the Elder, are the survivors of the old world. Our ancestors fled the flames of war and thus escaped the ensuing divisions.
That means the prince. That is to say, I am a scion of both the old world and the new.
It beggars belief. It is nothing short of astounding. But then, why do we know these monsters as humans?
That is interesting.
By the war's end, both sides were consumed by fear. Their magical assaults escalated with each retaliation, until it was beyond all control. Our world became a hell. Rampant Magla distorts the body and mind. By now, I'm sure you know that better than you ever wished to.
Right, the same thing that happened with within the catacombs of the Dragon God and what's going on with Ovi's mom.
Humans are what remains of that branch of humankind that succumbed to melancholia. Broken, horrifying testaments to their own mistakes in the war of magic.
So humans are Elda warped by melancholia, but they're also everybody else, I guess.
Some persist, breed, and multiply as any beast does. Others live centuries of agony before their lives burn out. Even we do not know the full scope of their nature.
Wow, that's so awful.
Regardless, when the 8 tribes settled in this land, our claim to the human legacy was forgotten. To the people, the name only meant slavering, insane monsters.
Okay, so because they were humans, that's what we called them. They were still human and not monsters. But then that name was left and no history attached to it.
Therefore, we took on an alias instead. The same one by which we are known today. The Elda.
So, the old world couldn't control its magic, and... Wait. How does the Sanctus Church fit in? All this revisionist history to spread their magic igniters.
I wonder, did Forden know the truth? And was Sanctism created to kind of shield people from that? Maybe to make sure that the old world, the world before, the war that consumed it, didn't happen again?
Indeed, what are magic igniters to you? Tools for the church to shackle the people, perhaps? Or weapons that hide magic's true potential? Am I close to the mark? In truth, it's the opposite. Igniters are tools made to limit magic. Restraints made in self-discipline, meant to avert a repeat of history's destructive mistakes.
Wow, so people can do magic without igniters.
The Sanctus Church of today is muddied by greed, but its faith was born of good intentions. They once urged self-control, and thus control of one's personal magic.
And now they're sending assassins out to burn down entire villages to uphold the lie, so yeah.
At times, they preached we must close our eyes to the truth when it would only lead us to ruin. By this benign tenet, history was obscured, and the Elder denounced.
Well, so they've been at this for a long while then.
I had no idea. There's a grim irony in that.
His Majesty only hid his son's ancestry to protect him. Yet in the end, that meant Forden could attack the village under any pretext he liked, his motives concealed. With all that said, you have now reclaimed your true form. The friends that stand with you are of different tribes and ideologies, but of one mind.
Yes, we have to defeat Louise.
As you are now, you may walk the path of the rightful king. The path of a modern world, where the tribes walk as individuals, yet with mutual respect and cooperation.
The sovereign's power, thou king to be, entrusted with the will of the people. To bear their hopes is to be their rock in the storm, and to face anxiety in their names.
Here it is. We're getting our ultimate archetype. It's definitely going to be the hero. Yes. And that room.
Yet, anxiety itself is not something to blindly reject or desperately cast away. It begins with a simple thing, acknowledging its existence.
Is that why anxiety is a status ailment in this?
Accept thy weakness, walk forward alongside it, and thou wilt grow strong and true in its company.
Is that okay? So this is going to be our ultimate archetype, and we're probably going to be the only ones who can embody the hero. But then now that we're going to be able to embody it, does that mean that Hulkenberg and Leon are going to be able to take on their ultimate archetypes too? There is weakness in people. I'm sure there are many who would say that helping anyone in need is nothing but a fantasy.
And besides...
But realistic or not, I refuse to accept Luis's methods as the alternative. The weak and those who dissent don't deserve to die out as though that's the natural order. There it is. Our ultimate archetype. His Majesty, my determination to challenge the unknown has awakened the heroic embodiment of the Prince.
Let's do it.
If no one understands me right away, I accept that. There will still be meaning in showing them my convictions in the fight to come.
Let's fight.
That is my mission.
That's it. I've made up my mind. I'm with you to the end, no matter what.
Excellent, and now we're maxing out Gallica too.
Where's this coming from?
She's feeling it.
Before we got there, this guiding voice thing told me my duties were over. But what am I gonna do? Just go, okay, bye? Especially after we've come this far together? No. I'm going to face Luis with you, even if it is scary.
Even you've got to cope with anxiety, eh?
Yeah, it's something everybody faces.
I've realized something in our travels. Anxiety can lead people astray. But overcoming it makes a person stronger.
Golden.
There's always anxiety in the unknown. I know what it's like to be afraid of something I don't understand. That's why I think it's my duty to help people face and connect with their anxiety.
She's certainly been doing a good job of that, and she's been extremely helpful in her own way. as much as anybody else here.
Is that okay? From now on, it's not about orders. I'm with you, because I want to be.
Yeah, I want you by my side until the end.
Same here. Stick close to me, okay?
And it's gonna be nice. Oh my gosh. We've used the mage archetype more than any other.
Well, we're past the worst of it. But the problem remains. Luis's dark magic. We've seen it turn the boy into a monster. And no doubt he can do it again.
Okay, we're not getting it just yet. Way to hype me up, game.
A forbidden spell. Turning sane mortals into the fearsome human monsters. In other words, a destabilizing magic. Turning a person's magla into a snarl beyond control.
Okay, yeah, so he did do that to us.
This man named Luis. He may have his own past in this ancient sanctum.
Wait, what? He's from here too?
Luis has been here? What do you know of him? What do you wish to know?
Everything!
Who exactly is Luis?
Every time I heard of his doings in the wider world, I felt more and more sure that Luis is from this village.
So that's why he knew we were lying. He'd seen the prince and knew we were not him.
His knowledge of humans, his skills in magic, his grasp of darker arts. They're all beyond a mere soldier to begin with, however prodigious.
And Luis can't have... Luis can't also have been a figment of the prince's imagination. He's got an actual history that other people acknowledge.
As it happens, a name does occur. Among those old families who perished in the fire, there was one by the name of Caradrius.
Well, where have we heard that before?
A family of doctors, I believe. In an effort to better heal the ills of the people, they had studied spells much like the ones he now exploits.
Okay, so that spell was probably supposed to be used to fix a person's rampaging magla.
The details are long since lost to the fire. But if Luis bears our legacy, that may be the reason for his vast knowledge.
Wait, what about Luis's ambition? The vision Rella saw? Do you think he actually wants to turn everyone in the kingdom into humans?
Maybe it was Fortin's raising of this place that twisted Luis? But no, he would have been gone before that ever happened, right?
There is no known magic strong enough to turn many people at once, and none that can be cast quickly.
But maybe once he becomes king, can you use that igniter to do so?
Even if it was possible, I don't know what it would accomplish. But this is Luis we're talking about. Who knows what he's thinking?
But if igniters are supposed to limit magic, then maybe he doesn't need that.
What do you wish to know?
What is this forbidden spell?
The essence of magic is in the control of magla. However, just as its chaos may be calmed, it can also be deliberately pushed out of control. That was what you saw. He whipped your innate magic to a frenzy and you were lost to melancholia. Just as the humans of the ancient war once were.
So, and just like he said, Elda are humankind. Everyone is humankind. So that sort of thing can be done to all of us.
In every age, the cause and effect are the same. People learn fear, become slaves to their anxiety, suffer. And thus, the power of magic is born.
Pardon me. You mean to say anxiety is the source of all magic?
But I thought music was the original magic. Maybe music was meant to combat anxiety and temper it into something that people could really utilize?
Magla is a substance born of the heart, generated when one feels anxiety or fear. By certain means, it may be kindled into power. That is what we call magic.
Wow, okay, so magic is really negative emotions?
In this way, it is by virtue of the anxiety in our hearts that we gain the power to overcome it. Magic is a natural process, And anxiety is its invaluable, irreducible fuel.
Huh. Wow, normally magic is a lot more positive.
But in turn, those burdened with more anxiety and fear produce more and more magla from their hearts.
And thus are easier to turn into humans.
Without the willpower to face your fear, the magla overflows. Uncontrollable by magic, it can give rise to strange and terrible happenings as it manifests, with the world embroiled in chaos. These outbursts of swollen magic may be happening all across our kingdom.
So that's Luis's aim. He's gonna amp everybody's fear and anxiety and then just have people turn into humans by how magla naturally works.
Tis the answer to everything. The melancholia crystals, the beasts driven feral. The very land is erupting with the weight of its people's fears.
Hold on. If Luis's art is rooted in bringing out this chaos, then anyone might be next.
Or everyone.
He said he became a monster because he's elder, but that wasn't the complete story. If what you say is true...
Indeed. All people today are ultimately descendants of humankind. If Luis so chooses, he could turn anyone into a human monster.
So, it was a giant lie by omission in order to take the king's throne. Well played.
Yet as long as you have the strength to confront your fears, even this transformation may be defied and overcome.
Exactly. As long as we can temper our anxiety and fear, master it, then his magic won't work. And if we can get everybody in the land to feel this way, then he'll become utterly powerless.
But if he would turn people into humans, if in the unlikely event that happens...
If there is any motive for such cruelty, it can only be hatred.
So does Luis hate? Does Luis hate everyone for what happened to the Elder then?
If Luis is truly from this village, then their fire would have cost him everything. Such unjust tragedy could easily beget a thirst for revenge.
Right. He hates the people who would do this to the place he called home. Okay, well...
Even if it meant wielding a magic that twisted life into something terrible, instead of uplifting it. Indeed, it seems the opposite of an archetype. A truly dark power.
Who goes there?
Whoa, Zorba, finally!
Someone flees!
That's him. The malformed assassin who struck at the prince. He's bound for the woods.
After him!
Okay, it's time to go ahead and get our get back. He killed us once before. Yeah. And we're going to be able to... Ancient Elden Sanctum, Altar of Secret History. Let's take on... There it is. And so this spot is probably going to be different for everyone. Cooperative chase. Support attacks from comrades happen more easily, and enemies are stunned more easily in overworld combat. Heroic slash, heavy physical slash damage, heroes proving. Ooh. And then deals heavy magic light damage to all enemies. Morale boost. Heroes cry. Can only be used once per battle. See, this once per battle thing is kind of resist all. Resist all affinity damage other than Almighty. Extreme physical Almighty damage to one enemy. Damage boosted against human-type monsters. So yeah, let's take on the Prince. Oh, we don't need to spend any mag for that. In which case, let's actually pump some jeweled roots into it. Well, we won't need to. I'm sure I'll have... Okay, I'm going to resist the temptation. And Zorba, his stuff was really weak to light. We'll put Basilio on... We'll put Basilio on the Brawler. Oh no, I actually already have him maxed out there. What about Hulkenberg? Okay, we'll put her on the Pugilist. Super Energy Ray. Yeah. And Heismay, he can stay on the Ninja, but I do want to give him... I want to give him something light. He should be able to use... Well, Hama's fine, I guess. Okay. But yes, when we're able to grind a bit, that's when I'm gonna bust the prince out. But who knows? Maybe once we're actually facing off against Zorba, I'm going to feel a little differently about that. But this guy, he's not gonna get out of here. Oh, it's over for him. Zorba, come here, buddy. Come here. We got something we want to say to you. Russell, is everyone safe?
We are. We've had no casualties. However, we were swept aside like pebbles, unworthy of even a glance. I could do nothing but watch. I was powerless against him.
No.
There was little else that could have been done. Responsible as they were for the downfall of the Resistance, any move we might have made would have resulted in needless sacrifices.
I believe the intruders sensed the power of the Prince's awakening and came to investigate. I don't know why he would have run away, but surely he has a plan. Tread carefully, please.
Yeah, hopefully that plan involves dying by our hand.
Ready?
Up we go. We need to hurry after the attacker. Okay. Oh!
Stop!
He certainly wasn't moseying.
You... Zorba.
So it was you behind the attack?
Indeed it was. I killed the prince, though he died all too easily. And the odd thing was, his aura felt awfully similar to yours.
Yeah, don't ask too many questions about that. You won't live to really make it matter.
So I decided to bide my time a while and listen. And it's a good thing I did. There really is something stranger going on.
Yeah, we look a lot different than the last time we killed you, huh?
Who are you? Are you the prince or not? Whatever your answer, I must report back to Lord Luis.
That's not happening.
Do you have any idea what Luis is really scheming? If he becomes king, everyone in this country is doomed.
If that is what Lord Luis so desires, then I shall see it done.
Why? Oh my god!
It's almost impressive how blind your faith in him is.
Exactly!
I suppose it's just easier to follow instead of thinking for himself. He's forgotten anything he really wants.
And hearing that from two other defectors, though Juna was never really on his side.
What did you intend to do? The crown is too heavy a burden for your reedy frame.
This guy, those R's, man. You have to grow up being able to speak like that.
Lord Luis is the true king, who will save the worthy. And you are nothing but a powerless imposter, only fit to be sacrificed.
It'd be nice to see this guy get betrayed by him, but we gotta put him down here.
He is no imposter, fiend. His Highness has finally taken his first steps on the road to victory. Here, at his journey's end, after enduring these countless hardships, he has become a true successor, a true ruler. Because he knows the people's suffering firsthand.
Well, imposter or not, it's all the same if he's a corpse. And so I shall return the prince and his dying legacy to the underworld, where they belong.
Oh, it's a berserk version of the very first human we ever faced.
Bastard! I wondered why you ran away, but it was all to lure us straight to this monstrosity.
Okay, so that's why he wasn't moving very quickly.
Keep your guard up. The Melancholia is fueling his magic power.
We've come too far to be stopped by something like him. Let's put our power on full display.
Alright, so it's about that time. This time it's a real fight, too. Oh, it forces us to take on the prince. The power of your newly earned archetype, Prince, surges forth.
This guy shows up again just when we've unlocked some new power. Kinda feels like fate by now.
Yeah.
Okay, time for a new fight. Stay on your toes.
Prince archetype unlocked. Prince is an archetype exclusive to the protagonist. You can now change it out as you wish. So an ultimate archetype can be swapped out for another one? It can act as support for all synthesis skills. It has unique traits not found in other archetypes, but none of its skills can be transferred. Oh, okay.
All right, let's take it down and then get after Zorba.
Blackguard's Hammer, Sable Dance, Heroic Slash. All right.
Lend me your strength.
And so Severe physical dark damage. Inflicts a one-time weakness to dark. Well, hey. In that case, Fire Art. And so that means that as long as we have the Prince archetype taken on, everybody can use their stuff. Rampage slash. So yeah. Let's Warcry. And now, I changed that out, expecting to fight against Zorba. Okay. Spin slash. Same old tricks. And this makes us super fast to one enemy. One-time weakness to darkness. Whoa, look at that! Let's steal Gorlio's Ripe Apple. And then we'll charge up. I mean, one more of these and that's gonna be it for it. Wing Beat. Still dealing that wind damage. She shall actually just pass her turn.
Okay. Lend me your strength.
One Royal Sword. Too easy. Result? Nice. Wind God's Gale.
Yeah, that feels nice.
Excellent.
The bastard got away.
Ah, crap.
I say, you chaps boggle the mind. It's no mean feat to fight on even footing with a human.
Well, it's par for the course by now.
I'd hoped as much. You may yet have the power to face Luis at his full strength.
Oh, there's no doubt about that.
It's good to see you're safe.
What's wrong?
We've certainly taken these powers a long way. Maybe we thought ourselves invincible.
It's actually extremely impressive that Luis is still able to match us even with archetypes at our disposal.
But don't worry. At long last, the prince is safe. In a manner of speaking. Everything's going according to plan.
You know what? That's true.
Still, what's our next move? The people think you a monster. We'll not find any public backing like this.
Yeah, I really don't have any clue about how we're gonna win back the support of everybody. Maybe we have to do something grand.
Alces once said that His Highness the Prince was a soul born into adversity. He is royalty and elder both, heir to the legacies of heaven and earth. He is water and fire, in condemned conflux. When the day comes that His Highness may be revered as the good ruler he can be, then the world will truly be free of prejudice. And that, he said, is why we fight.
In his own words, huh? We have to fight for what he believed in. All the more reason we can't turn from this.
And we're not going to.
Right.
Years of prejudice won't go away overnight. Nothing could accomplish that. But if we don't believe things can change, they never will.
Come what may. My life is a shield raised in your highness's name. Are you prepared to fight Luis to the bitter end?
You don't even need to ask.
We fight him together.
Yes. By our efforts, we will stop Luis's reign.
If he ends up king, he'll be sending all traitors to the gallows. Not just us, but any innocent folks he doesn't find use for.
So many massacres, wholesale slaughter. We've lost too many lives along this journey. And if Luis has his way with the world, such partings will become all too common. We have to stop him.
Look, I'm never giving up hope either, okay? All we have to do is beat him, right?
Looking forward to the victory song.
Well, we've got bigger things to worry about now. But I can't wait to sing it.
Right, we don't actually have a path forward yet. What are we supposed to do from here?
I'm still amazed. You really do look just like your mother. Truly, you are a child of fate. Your mother, she loved your father, and you with all her heart. The injustice that befell this village is not your fault.
Wasn't she calling the king insipid not too long ago? But you know what? It's all good. But that means Louise killed our dad at the beginning of the game then.
But listen well. Once you leave this village, you cannot return until you have fulfilled your ambitions.
We don't want to lead any more people here, I guess.
After all, an old crone like me can't take care of you forever. If you want to overcome your hardest challenges, you'll have to face them yourself. The world's fate is in your hands. Please, put an end to the tragedies of humankind's failures.
Thank you for everything.
Our final battle lies ahead. We cannot lose.
We will not lose.
Yes, before all else, His Highness has only just awoken. Let us rest in the Gauntlet Runner for today, and advance to the royal capital tomorrow.
We're going back to the royal capital? Alright, so we're just gonna run it back with Louise then.
It's a bit strange, isn't it? I was convinced we'd been together for a long time. But I can't believe we've only just met.
Are we gonna get her to rank 8 now? We'll know her at the end of the game if that happens.
The beginning of my journey may have been a false memory. But my journey with you and the memories we've made, those are all real. Well, guess I'm repeating myself. But I'm glad we're working together.
Stay beside me forever.
Yeah.
Wow. When you put it like that, you're gonna make me blush. But thanks.
Having overcome her trial, I can sense newfound conviction from Gallica as both an ally and a friend.
The mystical fairy, Gallica. She who still keeps the virtues of the mage. Your tempered bond has become a fire-forged trust. Thus, a new pinnacle of heroism awakens within thee. By the grace of her newfound powers, work together to give truth to our hopes and fulfill thy destiny.
We will absolutely be taking these on. I find the mage archetype to be, the mage lineage to be the most useful. The most abusable.
We've got the path to tomorrow in front of us, and I'm gonna lead the way.
Elemental Master and Warlock. During squad battles, you may gain extra turn icons. Okay. Not sure what that has to do with the mage. Elemental Master, Warlock.
When things get tough, remember this magic. The music meant for you will play in your head.
So this is how we gain those extra turn icons. Gallica will give us a little bit of music. This is the magic of music that Gallica cast for me once. Now that I think about it, it may have helped me in ways I didn't realize.
By the way, the Chieftess told me something about your novel. Apparently your parents gave you that book when you were still just a kid.
So that means that Luis also got this book. Oh, and that's why he has it. He got the same book from his parents in the same village.
I wonder what your parents wanted you to get from reading it. What they hoped for you, I guess. I suppose you'll have to find out for yourself.
This book is the legacy of my parents, the late king of Ukrania and the queen of the Elden Sanctum. Perhaps the utopia depicted in this book wasn't a mere fantasy, but the ideas of the old world passed down in the Sanctum.
The part we're reading today is the last chapter. It's about the ruler of this ideal world. Let's read it together.
So this is it, the end of the book.
The last chapter is about the ruler of a utopia.
The one who governs this utopia must have an unwavering will. To maintain justice in this world, there are innumerable obstacles to overcome. Yet, as long as one lives by their ideals, those who support them are sure to follow.
Yep, if you build it, they will come. That's true of all things.
A utopia is not the creation of a single mind or a single power. It is a world shaped by all its people. The last part sounds a little more metaphorical.
Quite the metaphor.
There's a little more. However, even a utopia may one day fray at the edges, and its people may come to conflict over the question of what is right.
So basically something similar that happened to the world before. Not that it was a utopia.
What is a true utopia? What is a true ruler? None have yet found the answers to these questions.
The true utopia has never been achieved. The so-called utopia depicted within the novel was based on the old world, but it fell into ruin and was destroyed by war. So if this book traces the trajectory of the old world, are these truly the ideals we're striving for? It seems rather the opposite.
So even the author of this book struggled with these questions. And if you become king, you'll have plenty of tough questions and struggles to face yourself. Lady Cruaday mentioned the king was a real idealist when he first arrived at the village.
And it sucks. I guess the king was a good guy. I guess he had sort of a rose quartz thing going on.
But little by little, the pains of reality crushed his hope. And he even lost his son. In the end, his will was broken. He didn't lift a finger to stop the church's rise to power.
And we're not going to fall to that same anxiety.
With that in mind, I can honestly see why people would be drawn to Luis. His values are radical and cruel, but he's devoted to them. Unshakable, even. But we can't lose either. For the sake of everyone who has believed in us along the way.
Even if I were to win the throne, there's no guarantee my idealistic vision could ever become a reality.
Right.
And yet, what choice is there but to believe in them and fight on? The alternative is to accept that nothing will change.
You've got the power to change the world. And the one who gave it to you was, well, yourself.
That's actually kind of insane to think about. Yeah, we are the reason we've got the power of archetypes. It was all us.
And that's what I'm going to help you with. That's my mission. My real mission. And I'm going to see it through.
After discussing the novel and our deals with Gallica, I closed my eyes. So, we're gonna... Whoa, and Moore's got something to say. Maybe the fact that we've awakened to the ultimate archetype. Oh, or is he going to tell us the truth of what he's remembered now? Academia. It seems that I've been summoned by Moore in a dream.
I saw what happened. So, you found a way to unequivocally shape your destiny.
Yes, sir.
As far as I know, there is no record of your newly acquired archetype ever being used, even in ancient times.
Nobody has ever awakened to the archetype of the prince? Alright, well.
An archetype whose existence was only theoretical, known to some scholars as the magic of true sovereignty. Indeed, a power of legend. I once said that to be elder was your inescapable fate. However, it seems the truth was more complex than that.
So much more.
Magic is a process by which we confront fate and tame anxiety. And archetypes are its essence. They are manifestations of a resolve capable of heroic virtue. So then, what do you think is the foremost, most inescapable fate a person must bear?
That we live and die?
The foremost fate? Not really sure, but for me to be me, and for you to be you? Or something like that.
Well, considering we're just talking about idealism, that does fit a lot better.
Indeed. It is birth that is inescapable. You cannot choose who you are born to, and once your familial place is determined, that fate cannot be changed. Yet by some strange tangle of destiny, You were given a choice that the very act of existence denies most people. By your own will, you were born again as a prince. Do you understand? You stand on the threshold of truly becoming a ruler.
And there's only one person between us and that throne.
Not as an unearned title of bloodline's chance, nor as a mere authority over people. You have taken control of your life. You are ready to rule your very self. That is what it truly means to be a hero. And it is the crux of the power that is awakened within you. What glorious coincidence indeed, that I, as a scholar of archetypes, might cross paths with and witness such a remarkably fated boy. It almost bespeaks
a fate? I wonder if the mysterious voice had a hand in this too. She did speak when we first met Moore.
Indeed. 'Tis his hands that bear our fate.
Our fate? Okay, well, hey.
I remember. I know that I know this voice. Had I forgotten it all this time?
So that really is the Elden Queen.
Yes. I swear I've heard it before. And I let it slip from my mind. Who are you? You with this voice that moves hearts. Speak. Who are you? Why have you awakened this boy to his power?
If it is answers you seek, then go and claim them.
She is like, hey, you gotta put in the effort yourself.
Are you? Could you be?
It has to be.
As for you, I bid thee awaken.
Are we gonna get another ultimate archetype?
Move onward to thy final ordeal. Take thy place at the final proving of the ascension of kings.
What is that supposed to mean? My consciousness faded as I was sent back to sleep. I'm reminded that Moore was the author of the fantasy novel. Wait, so does that mean that we got the novel, that Moore went to the Elden Village and he's the one who gave the novel to our parents? Has Moore visited the ancient Elden sanctum?
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Oh, that's us now! Oh, it's us asleep! Oh, that's awesome.
Okay, all our preparations are just about set. Now that this is actually happening, I've got some pre-show jitters.
All this royalty? I always felt they lived in a different world to the likes of me. Never figured I'd be walking alongside one myself.
Yeah, we're just like you, Basilio. And that's the important thing to remember.
'Tis proof that bloodline decides nothing. We are one people living in a shared world.
Looks like this is gonna be our last mission. Any final words you want to say?
Death to Louise.
What do I say?
Wow. I feel so motivated.
Then our job here is done.
Yet if he suddenly spoke with the eloquence of a philosopher king, 'twould bemuse more than it would spur.
You can take it at your own pace. We're all getting used to it gradually.
About the new stuff you've felt and learned since becoming the prince. Can I ask you one more thing?
Sure thing, Gallica. Shoot.
Why is it that you want to be king? It's not about honor or power, is it?
That's a good question.
I want to protect this country and its people.
'Tis the answer I hoped for. As your knight, I will ever serve you with all my soul and ability.
Well, I guess this means we're ready as we're gonna be.
I would like another dungeon. I want an opportunity to test out all this new archetype power. So, head to Grand Trad. Yeah.
Let's move.
Time to show this guy what's for. I doubt all in Grand Trad will give us a warm reception. Still, should we choose not to fight, then Luis's victims only pile higher.
Yeah.
Easy to say will help anyone, but doing it is a whole nother thing. All the more reason we gotta prove we're serious by putting our lives on the line. We'll lead by example. Besides, it won't be the first time we've crawled our way up from the bottom. So, we're definitely gonna have... I wonder if Luis is gonna challenge...
After having made so many sacrifices, the group has gained new powers and ascertained new truths. Their arch-enemy, Luis, already has one hand on the throne. Even so, they march ever forward, spirits rekindled by battle. They head to Grand Trad, for the fight is far from over.
Are we going to get to walk around the Gauntlet Runner? No, wait.
That Ilden boy is nowhere to be found. I suppose it's only a matter of time until Luis takes the throne.
So, I think that was the head of the state army. It looks like he's deserted these guys. And, I mean, they're enjoying their final moments, I guess.
Speaking of which, I don't see the general.
The voice of the pro-Luis faction became too overwhelming. He was ultimately forced out of his position.
Oh, I guess he was ultimately anti-Luis. Well, he was.
Why is this happening? Even if the Sanctus Church's favor has collapsed, why is it that Luis alone is reaping the benefits?
Because that guy is smarter and more cunning than anybody here.
The public mind is the same as it's always been. It's too difficult to find answers in themselves, so they follow those who provide. We've certainly relied on that ourselves.
It's always easier to follow than to have to make all the risks yourself. Now that we are out of ideas, what can we do?
Lay down and die?
Can you imagine Luis on the throne? Can you imagine what he'd do with us? We'd be the first on the chopping block. Do we hide? Run? Our ships are in port.
You might as well, but where can you go? He'll hunt you down.
Is this really the time for idle chit-chat?
Whoa, Batlin striding in.
Who are you?
Just a passing wastrel. Thought I'd drop in for a word since I was in the area. You might have one way to survive.
Okay. What is Batlin doing? Is he going to tell them to... He's reading the book. He's going to see us on the horizon.
Well then, let us depart.
Lord Luis, your pardon. We've encountered an unexpected snag.
Yeah, we're back.
I killed the prince in the Elden village. I confirmed his death, yet it appears the boy candidate has merged with his corpse. It seems the prince is now resurrected.
You're not the only one who won't stay dead around here.
Resurrected?
Yes, and what's more,
Zorba came back and told him everything.
the boy candidate was the actual prince after all. Something about his soul having traveled independently, and then returning to his corporeal body.
I see. So his ideal form was spun from Magla. Whatever the case, this means the land's true prince has reawakened in his sanctum.
And we're back and better than ever.
How interesting. After these long years, my chase may finally come to an end. My nemesis awaits.
Why do we have to be enemies?
Lord Luis, what is it about that bastard that fascinates you?
Right, why does he care about us that much?
Yeah, I won't let it end like this. I have to do better. I need more power. I will show Lord Luis I am worthy of his gaze.
We'll soon be arriving above the royal capital.
Excellent. As planned, increase altitude and enter the royal palace in the sky.
We'll be waiting for him. Probably, well, we'll either meet him there or something.
Are you certain? We'll be heading directly to His Majesty, the former king, and...
Rest assured, that old fool is powerless to stop me now. Proceed.
Understood.
Because I guess the Dead King's magic is still
Let
up.
the final banquet begin.
I think it's kind of cool. Like, Luis wears white gloves and we wear black gloves. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't mean anything. But it's like, the king, will he stop this? Hey, check it out.
Come on, any takers? Any bets for the other candidates? Remember, if Luis loses, a silver coin could turn into mountains of Reef.
What are you trying to say? You think Count Luis is going to lose?
Yeah, man, I don't know if I would be so publicly betting against him or allowing people to bet against him.
Oh, no, of course not. I'm just saying.
I'll call that bet. All in on His Highness the Prince.
There's a good man.
A Sanctus bigwig gambling away his tides? This really is the end of the world. Didn't know his esteemed princeliness had any supporters left.
Balin's been ride or die for a while now, actually.
I mean, he's not really the prince, is he? Was actually a monster in disguise all along. Haven't you heard the news? The times we live in, I tell you.
Must be tough, being an easy mark. It didn't take much for you to buy everything Luis was selling about the prince.
There it is. He kept the faith even after seeing it with his own eyes.
The fireworks went off the moment he said, "Behold." Remember? You don't think there's any chance Luis orchestrated the entire thing?
Oi, churchman. You saying Count Luis lied to us? You think he cast some big illusion?
No, he told you guys the truth, but only part of the truth, the part that most served him.
An illusion, eh? What if I said it's a power more dangerous than that? Always struck me as odd. We all know Luis, the mighty human slayer, but how does he keep finding the things one after another?
Oh, wait, has Batlin figured it out?
Seems a bit convenient, if you ask me. Like he knows in advance where these monsters will appear to cause havoc.
Oh, okay, so he's put 2 and 2 together. Luis is always able to find humans because of what he just did then and there. He creates them.
Easy to nitpick and gripe about him, isn't it, churchman? Maybe someone needs to shut you up.
Is it that serious? Luis is not gonna notice you, bro.
All right. Let's keep things civil, eh? No sense becoming a monster yourself.
Oi! What's all this fuss about?
Yeah, go ahead and break this up, officer.
Damn it! When Count Luis is king, you'll all be the first at the gallows. You'll die just like Forden.
I mean, if that were to come to pass, he's not wrong.
Well, they're probably just as anxious as the rest of us. All that yelling and thrashing helps fight it off. Humans have been sighted near the capital, after all.
And that's the word of the day, ain't it? Anxious. Anxiety.
It's more than that. Pockets of society have resented the upper class for ages now, but this might be the spark that lights the kindling. Luis's respect for power is certainly cruel, but it's fair to an extent. Those of us pushing the status quo have always struggled to understand the appeal.
Even then, everyone's on edge. They'll jump at any excuse to argue and snarl at each other. Never seen it this bad. Not normal, I say.
It's what Luis wants.
Blind fanaticism and doom go hand in hand. If we don't find some common ground soon, it'll collapse beneath us.
Well,
Luis left saying that he'd be waiting at the royal capital. Only one place he could be. All eyes are on his Skyrunner as it rises to the Flying Palace.
The Flying Palace?
What are we about to see?
Are we going back up to the... Didn't we already go into the palace?
Ah, the royal palace. It's been a while.
This was the very first dungeon, wasn't it?
Do you hear me, O king? Stubborn and deathless? This country is distorted.
And whose fault is that?
You and the other titled authorities decide who grows fat and who is devoured.
Isn't that what you plan on doing too?
The country knows no war only because our very core is built upon a system of societal predator and prey. It cannot be defied from within. That is peace, but not order. Hand over the royal scepter. The game is over. The country needs change, and I will provide it.
Thou impertinent faith breaker, hast thou no shame in preempting the day of judgment?
Whoa, I didn't expect him to actually show up. There's dear old dad.
Do you presume yourself a god? Is that why you wrought your face in stone and took it to the heavens? You're nothing. Just an ordinary, broken old man.
How wouldst thou wield the king's magic? To what end?
To purify all that your kind have left to rot. You threw away your ideals, but I will never make that mistake.
Luis is nothing if not implacable and inflexible.
Only the people's chosen may take the throne. The royal scepter and its resting place remain beyond you.
So, I mean, even though, who would be number 2 now? It must be somebody we've never even encountered, or maybe there isn't even a number 2.
This royal scepter, the royal magic. Did you think that only generations of kings were aware of their secrets? Why someone can manipulate world-changing power by use of only a single scepter? Why only those supported by the people can use it?
Is it going to turn out the royal scepter's not really an igniter?
Listen well, O king. The truth behind the royal magic.
Wait.
Huh. So it's true. The country truly is putrid with sin.
Even in death, Hythlodius is still learning new stuff?
In other words, if I took hold of it now, then I would have the power to change the world itself.
Either he didn't know what Luis just told him, or he's surprised that Luis knew it.
How didst thou learn of this?
Oh, he's surprised that Luis knew it.
How?
Is it... Did he see it in action? Whoa!
Thou wert elder.
Luis is never a Clamar?
You were not always blind to this country's rot. When you visited our sanctum, I saw and knew the passion in your heart.
Luis has been Elden this whole time!
And yet, what happened to our village? What happened to this country?
Wow. Alright! So, that is it. He had hopes before, but then because of what...
You cannot stop me any longer. Nor can anyone else. Save one lone possibility.
Us. The Royal Scepter. So we're gonna have to take him, fight him with that in tow.
Snatching victory from the maw of catastrophe, the party descends again on the royal capital, Grand Trad. But they are greeted only by ominous skies. Their return hardly counts as a triumph, considering how they departed. Anticipating conflict, the Gauntlet Runner comes to a quiet stop.
So what's the truth of the Royal Scepter? And yes, the attack on the ancient Elden Sanctum is what twisted him. This is all Forden's fault.
What the hell's wrong with the sky?
It's Louise.
Isn't that... Oi! That monster boy's come back!
Ah, that's why the sky's grown so hellish. The half-dead bastard returns with his head held high.
And that is how Eldens got such a bad reputation. Anytime anything bad happens, they just look for the nearest Elder to blame.
A more aggressive welcome than I expected. Would any introductions help them to understand?
Very doubtful.
It's useless. Words are cheap. Still, we should walk with pride instead of trying to keep our heads down.
True enough.
His Royal Highness, the Prince, returns! Luis distorted his form through strange and terrible magics, but the curse is now dispelled. His true form has been restored.
They're not gonna go for that.
Oi, if that's really His Highness, then tell us why in His Majesty in the sky stop all this bloodshed?
Cause he's an imposter! Just like Count Louis said! You're not fool us again, beast!
Oi! Calm down. At least listen.
They're whipping themselves into a frenzy.
And you! Never thought I'd see one of the Magnus brothers standing against Count Luis, even the thick one. He took in a Paripus like you, and you spit on him, scum.
Well.
Only thing traitors deserve is a tight rope and a stiff beam. And you want us to support the prince?
Lady Juna, I can't believe this. I admired you. Why would you risk dying alongside some fake prince?
Everybody in turn is getting called out.
I don't intend on dying with anyone. Besides, I'm still me, whoever I'm standing with.
Hey, you chief! Weren't you the wretch who got kicked out of the knighthood? Now you're with this pack of throne chasers. Shame. Shame!
Okay, well, it's looking a little bad now that the things that make everybody on the outsides of society is coming to roost here.
Mustari girl! You ungrateful pagan! Count Luis brought down the Sanctus Church for you! How dare you strike out at him? They're all traitors, I say!
Okay, they're really turning against us here.
What is all this? The truth of the prince hardly matters to them. Every one of them's only concerned with their own emotions and nothing else.
This must be Luisa's doing.
We'll have your heads on pikes soon enough. Leave! Get out of our royal capital!
If they're just monsters, we can deal with them ourselves. How about it?
Uh-oh, you don't want that action.
This is bad. They really are out for our blood. Has everyone gone insane?
I do think them fearing us is the reaction, the most expected reaction.
Oi, over here.
Battling.
Don't bother with them. No talking this one out. You need to run now.
And he knows his way on because he's been aboard before. He's super helpful.
We weren't away from the city that long. What happened? Why are all the people so bloodthirsty now?
The prince turning into a monster before their eyes still lingers in their minds. After all, a monster entered into their society disguised as a person.
Right, that's why I'm like, it's not that strange that they hate us so much, but the maglet in the air is blood red.
No, that's not...
I know, it's not true. But truth and how it appears to the citizens are different beasts. Moreover, humans have been sighted closer than ever before. The royal capital's populace is unused to danger, so they've become suspicious of each other. How fares your neighbor? Do you run in circles with monsters in disguise? Are questions on the tip of every tongue.
Wow, so they're all investigating each other. They're too anxious, too fearful.
Ever since Forden's death, Luis has everyone on a knife edge. He's erratic, and nobody knows how he'll react to those who defy him if push comes to shove.
I feel like that's very easily anticipated.
So, at the core of it, people are scared witless and they cling to Luis as a savior, rather than the devil he is.
It's either that or death.
You well know that Luis cares not one whit about social status, especially as a token of birthright. No amount of wealth or standing can buy his protection. So even those who may have opposed him at first now counsel that condemning him would be imprudent, as it puts their safety at risk.
And that bloats his support for the throne.
Then we're stuffed. He won't save anyone. And oh yeah, he can create humans, by the way.
Oh, that's all true then. I have my suspicions, but it's still a bit of a jolt.
Okay, yeah, he was only suspicious of it, but yeah, it's true.
This all said, in my humble opinion, what we're seeing in the people now has been in the works for some time.
Right. Luis has been stoking these flames. It's why he destroyed Halia.
Now, has the tournament for the throne truly ever been a fair contest? The Sanctus Church bent it to its whim, and I abetted that. To my shame. Before I met you people, I didn't have much to me but anger and quips. I'd rant and snipe and have my cynical little discourse, but I'd only looked to others for change. Now maybe that outlook's our real enemy. Blind fanaticism, like I had. Even if there's no malice to it, it's a dangerous thing. Hard to think clear when your mind's a muddy stream.
And that's it. That's what we've been getting at. You got to be able to think for yourself.
We've been told Magla is born from people's anxiety. Perhaps the proof is now before our eyes.
Kind of ironic. But we have to do something about it. If we don't, They'll never listen. We'll only ever be seen as an enemy.
We have to do something to calm the people's hearts.
I had the inn prepared. They won't let anyone in but you lot. Let's head there for now, shall we?
How did he swing that? Alright, well, I guess we don't have to worry about that. We didn't lose all of our support, it seems. Nurse is... Oh, the honeybee! I completely forgot about the hushed honeybee. No wonder. Nurse is heading back to the Gauntlet Runner. It seems like the city has calmed down at least a tiny bit. They'd have a hard time wrecking our Gauntlet Runner, but we still shouldn't chance it.
Alright.
We should make our way over to the hushed honeybee. Everyone else has already gone ahead. And then we can save over this now. But, jeez. So, he's actually an Elder. He's never been Clamar. And they fake you out with it because you see all kinds of people there. So it's like, okay, he was a Clamar that lived in the ancient Elden Sanctum. But no, he was not. And it was all because of what Fort... Oh, is this inclement weather? What is that? The red sky's got its own icon.
Everyone.
Yes, back and safe.
I'm glad you made it back in one piece. Since you left, Luisa's following has only grown.
Have you changed? You're still the same person, aren't you?
We'll never be anybody different.
'Tis quite a story, but it deserves explaining. I only hope you can believe us.
So, our followers all get the truth.
Alright, wait a minute. Let me get this straight.
We really are the prince.
I had thought all this business with declaring yourself the prince was a well-meaning bluff.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but it circled back around to being true. Who could have thought?
But under the deception, you were, in fact, the actual prince. Is that right? Still, I mean, how do you get the whole country to believe your story? Is that even possible?
So, we are actually still trying to figure that one out.
Frankly, I doubt it. We've just seen firsthand how far we'll get trying to talk the people down.
Then what will you do? If this goes on...
but you're still you, yes?
You know what? That's true. We're still us. That's what we're gonna have to do.
You came to help everyone, just like you helped me before, right?
Yes, that's right. It'll all turn out fine.
Good.
I see. So, even if no one believes you, you're still determined to settle the score with Luis head-on?
We have no other alternative.
Even so, the gulf between us is wider than ever. The people have all but named him their champion. With so little time, a guileless appeal to the public may fall on deaf ears.
We're gonna need a grand gesture, just like we've been doing.
Hard luck for the honest knight. And not much room left for civil debate now that Luis is openly advocating killing his opposition. Well, that ship sailed when the king's magic faded. Anyway, if there is a key to turning the tide, first place I'd look is the castle in the sky.
So that definitely does sound like a final dungeon.
You saw how violent and volatile the city folk are now, but I don't think it's as simple as fearing Luis. I've been keeping an eye on the royal capital while you were off on your jaunt through the woods. Frankly, the change in public sentiment was too sudden, unnatural.
So it is something that he's doing.
It's as if they've been collectively drained of their sanity, and if I had to guess what's causing it...
It's the royal scepter.
You're implying it's Luis's doing? All the eeriness in the sky. Is that because...
Don't know, but the change in the citizens is certainly odd. If something really is forcing it, that means we might still have a chance to fix it.
Yep, we get our hands on the royal scepter, we're good to go. What Luis is doing in the royal palace, whether or not he truly desires a world overrun by humans, we won't know his mind until we confront him.
On the other hand, it may well be bait for a trap.
Trap or not, we have no other choice.
Then it's settled. head to the Royal Palace and put a stop to whatever Luis is cooking up. With that Skyrunner, you're the only ones who can.
Leave it all to us.
And we'll fight in the ways we can too. We'll make sure the whole kingdom hears that the real prince is back after all the strife he's been through.
Honestly, that's one of the best things they could do for us. We really need people on the ground spreading the good word.
Indeed. If you can make things better, you might just inspire everyone to remember their own hopes and dreams. Maria's been terribly patient, waiting for you and believing in you. It'd be nice to see her smile again.
Right.
If Luis is behind all these disturbances, then stopping him will only help us in the approval ratings. If we can restore civility and rational thought, it'll pave the way to defeating Luis. We must press on with faith in that.
I'll always believe in you. We'll all do our best, so you can be a good king.
Indeed. If we win, I suppose you really will be king.
That's the goal.
We're counting on you, O King.
It is too late today for a grand charge, I fear. Let us take a night's rest, and on the morrow, we make for the castle.
Sounds good to me. All right. So, the castle in the sky, which I think... And we can't... We can't head out. Oh, will these places not do business with us? Okay. So maybe we'll unlock the capability of doing so. But we're going to go ahead and call it a part here, but definitely join me next time for more Metaphor ReFantazio. Bye for now, guys.